Mortimer, we're back.
Yes, Randolph, we're back.
What up to the Wolfpack, man? I hope y'all enjoy this show tonight with us, man. Welcome to the Yeah I Said It podcast, hosted by myself, the General Big Fish, and Mr. Q, man. What's up, dog?
What's going on, General? What's going on? What's going
Yeah,
on, General?
yeah, this is the Right Brother Takeover, brought to you by E Thriller, the Black Picasso, aka Goat Thriller, and all the good people at the Yeah I Said It podcast. Man, y'all please hit the like button for your boy E Thriller, man. Y'all go follow us at Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all that, YouTube, man. We about to get this shit cracking tonight. So we about to talk about why Errol Spence Jr. will never be on the Chitlin circuit. It was a big fight last night. I know y'all seen it. We had a great card. This is the first card started by the PBC on Amazon. So this was a big deal, man. I was juiced last night. We had Esau, Pitbull Cruz, and Rolly Romero. That started it off right there, Q. That was a great fight. Then the fight that changed the landscape of boxing completely, Q. Completely changed it, man. I would have never dreamed of this shit, Q. Never dreamed that Sebastian Fundora would knock out Tim Zoo and the whole Bud Buddy regime all in one swoop. How you feeling, my brother? How you feeling? How you feeling, man? How you feel about last night and how you feel about what we about to talk about tonight, big dog?
Oh man, last night was an excellent night in boxing, man. It was exciting action. Uh, I saw some good knockouts. Pitbull Cruz beat the shit out of my boy Poe Roley.
Man, Poe
But
Rolly.
but the fight though, the Tim Zoo hype chain has been stopped. And boy, what we gonna talk about tonight? Oh man, I'm pretty sure gonna rile up the buddies.
Yeah, that's what we here for. So Q, we've been through crisis management. We dealt with it. July 29th, 2023, we dealt with one of the biggest crises in boxing history for a fan base, known as the Earl Sexuals, which we allegedly are part of now. So we embracing that title and we go run with it. So we go take y'all back on a little quick travel in time going back to July 29th. And what the state of boxing was, it was the biggest, the fight of the century, the fight of this decade, whatever you want to call it. The shit was huge, huge implications. Undisputed on the line at 147 pounds, Q. We was juice. We watched the fight together, Q. You came from San Antonio, Texas, all the way to Dallas, Texas, just to watch the fight. This was a moment that we will never forget. So that night, I remember, Q, I was confident as fuck. I didn't have no worries in the world. I knew with looking at Terrence Crawford's resume, he never seen anything like Earl Spence Jr. That's correct, right? He never seen nothing like it, Q.
Nah.
Nothing like it, right? So I ain't have nothing to worry about. So I didn't watch any of the prelims. I was waiting, enjoying myself, vibing out. Then I noticed you had a little worried look on your face, and I asked you what was wrong. You told me you didn't like how Earl Spence looked. I thought you was tripping. I blew it off as you kind of had a little bit of nerves or whatever. But then I started watching the fight and seeing them warming up, and I'm like, oh shit, I don't know, man. I kind of see what you're talking about, Q. So fast forward to the ring walk. Earl Spence have a lackluster ring walk with Big X the plug. We like, hey, what the fuck? Like, I wasn't expecting that. That was a disappointment. I immediately got a little nervous then, Q, and I was like, man, I see the importance of that coin flip. Then, next thing you know, we see Eminem standing side by side with Terrence the boogeyman, Bud Crawford, like E Thriller call him, right? I seen that neck, that whole uniform, man. I'm like, oh shit. Uh-oh. I hope Earl ready for this shit. He wasn't cute. So I'm gonna fast forward to the second round, bop, drop, knockdown, fight over with pretty much from there. We know the rest. In my Mr. 214 IOTBA voice, we all know Earl Spence took a
Religious.
religious ass
Religious
whooping.
ass
had
whooping.
had me silent as fuck. I didn't know what to say. A look of disbelief, a look of fear, a look of terror, a thought of like, what am I gonna say when we got to go on E Thriller, the Black Picasso show, and cut the camera on? Like, this is about to be bad. It was horrible. Then we get so that we had to deal with that cue, right? So fast forward to the Canelo fight. The Bud Buddies, they got the big head. They had a parade. They had a fish fry. They had a barbecue. They had a bar mitzvah. They went to Six Flags. They went to man, they went everywhere. Q. They went on the world tour. We not gonna even get to what Bud did. Bud went to Disneyland. He went back and seen Gilly the Kid. He demanded apologies from everybody. He just had just earth-sized ego. That's what he was on, and his fan base was even worse. Q, you remember what we had to deal with? That shit was horrible. So the next step was for Bud. All the Crawford fans, they was licking their chops. Are we about to get Canelo or Charlo? One of the two, it don't matter. But we going for Canelo, right? So Canelo beat the shit out of Charlo. Charlo embarrassed himself. He's in hiding right now. We don't even know where he at. That crossed him off the list for Crawford. So now the focus is on Canelo, right? So that's understandable. You want the cash cow. After beating Errol Spence in that fashion, you just want to go up to the next big dog and take care of that. And you're submitted on the Mount Rushmore Hall of Fame if you do that, Bud Crawford. I'll admit to that. But Q, you know, and I know that Canelo Alvarez shitted on the parade. He shitted on the corn. He shitted on the Nebraska Cornhusker helmet. He shitted on the whole farming industry. He shitted on that. Now I'm not gonna call Omaha what I wanted to call it. He shitted on Council Bluffs. All right, I'll talk shit about Council Bluffs. If y'all don't know what Council Bluffs is, Google it. That's where a couple of you guys that say y'all from Omaha, but y'all really from Council Bluffs perpetrating. But that's another topic. But yeah, Q. So going to that. So we know Canelo said no. So then all the Terrence Crawford fans, you know what they do as usual, cried about it, couldn't understand that Terrence Crawford is not a draw. They can't understand that for some reason. So then it went from, well, we still waiting on Errol Spence. Errol Spence, since Canelo ain't there, we got to go back to Errol Spence. This is what Bud is saying. Go back to Errol Spence, waiting on him. Errol Spence comes out and say, hey, I got a cataract surgery that I need. I'm not gonna be able to do anything right now, Bud. You got to move on. Okay, boom. The world exploded from that news. You remember that too, Q. So
Oh
next
yeah.
thing on the timeline, Bud moves to Tim Zoo, and that's where we're at right now. Moved on to Tim Zoo. That's where he got his eyes locked in and loaded at. Tim Zoo then says a couple of days ago, hey, Earl Spence is on the table. Bud Crawford is on the table. I'm not just looking at you, Bud. I heard about what you do. I'm going to leverage Earl Spence against you. So when it comes to this negotiating, I am going to have a side say in this, Bud. So I'm just letting you know before
Yeah.
you start this bullshit. Don't even think about it. So we get to the fight, and you know what we call that. You know, you looking ahead. He looking past. Tim Zoo is looking past Sebastian Fendor, and that was a fatal sin, Mr. Q, and that's where we at right now, man. And you can take over, man, and tell us what happened last night that tore the buddies' hearts out, man. What? Tell us what happened, Q.
Man, I'm talking, keeping it real. Tim Zoo was catching Fedor with some hot shit at first, man. But once he got hit with that elbow and the man was bleeding non-stop, it changed the full trajectory of the fight to where all Fandora had to do was what he did. And I have to say, no controversy, the right man won last night. Just as well as, you know, July 29th was a painful day. Yes, indeed. But it's a day in which we didn't accept it, right? And it's just crazy to me that July 29th, life was changed, but yet he's still on the wrong side. He's still the distant, got to wait, finna fight Josh. Who? Josh Kelly.
Josh Kelly, who is that, Q? Who is Josh
Uh,
Kelly?
Josh Kelly, he's ranked high in the WBO records. You know how they do it. You
Are
know.
you talking about the least important belt out of all the four sanctioning bodies, the WBO?
Oh, the WBO is only important to Bob Arum and the buddies. That's it. Other than that, that's not a prestigious belt. You know what I'm saying? Like the WBC, like the WBA, or the IBF. Those are the three prestigious belts in boxing.
Let's go back to this fight, Q. Well, before the fight, it was a name thrown out there named Errol Spence Jr. His name was thrown out there by the Tim Zoo team, and that threw everybody's head in the frenzy. I couldn't believe it. I did not see this coming. How do you feel about Errol Spence Jr. not going to the chitlin circuit like my boy Mosquito sprayed he was going to? He said he don't do lines. He got the special guest pass to come to Vegas. He put out a tweet. Q, the man put a tweet, a simple tweet, said, "I'm coming to Vegas. I want the Fundura Zoo winner." Like how does that happen? How did Earl Spence get to be able to make this move, Q, in your opinion?
Man, say, man, you know, if that's not showing Bud Crawford that he's still the B side, nothing is, you know what I'm saying? Because the man is taking your fight away from you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Q. I disagree with you right there, Doc. It was never his. It was never his. It was always assumed that he would get that, but it was never his. I don't think Earl Spence stole anything. He got what he earned by taking the smart route is what I like to call it. He gained all those belts. He built his name up, aligned himself with Jerry Jones, aligned himself with Al Heyman, rubbed elbows with Floyd Mayweather, got that work in Vegas and that sparring. So he's been around the right people to make this happen for him. So I don't think it was necessarily a theft, Q. So what do you say to that?
Well, the buddy's going to feel like because Bud is the super WBO that he's supposed to be able to fight the Tim Zoo Fandor winner. But if they don't choose him, they cannot be mad and upset that they choose the big fish, man. They can't
Yeah.
get mad, man.
But Q, I can hear them saying this right now. I can hear that little weasel Stephen Brimley right now. Nothing has been confirmed. Nothing has been confirmed, Fish. You got to sit back and wait. There's still a chance that Bud can pull a string or two. He can go get a hedge fund. He can go find Jeffrey Epstein and get some financing done for the fight. So you can hear them saying this. So it's not sealed and delivered. What was said from the Fundora representation today, yesterday after the fight that makes you believe, Q, that Spence, this is locked and loaded for Errol Spence? And what came from Errol Spence that lets you believe that this fight is signed, sealed, and delivered?
Man, all you gotta do is just sit back and watch the play, man. They put the play down when Earl Spence said he was going to Vegas. When they, PBC, made sure that not only Earl was in attendance, but he was able to get in that ring and get the winner's attention to let them know that he's next. You know what I'm saying? And it was accepted not only in the ring, but when you talk to his promoter, he says, and I quote, that he has to maximize the monetary for his fighter, and that fighter, David Benavidez, has to wait for Canelo. I'm not saying this, Buddy Nation. I know y'all gonna talk shit and come for my head. But the promoter said that Bud Crawford got to wait. Tim Tszyu got a rematch in which, for Earl, the truth, the biggest Fish Jr. said that even he got to wait. That's the fight that they want. They asked them, y'all don't see the money with Crawford? And they say, no, no, no. The money's with Earl Spence.
So
So,
so let me get this straight, Q.
hmm,
Fandora's representation, his dad is his promoter, whoever you're talking about, said that the money is with Earl Spence. It's not with Terrence
Samson.
Crawford. So
Yeah.
so how is the money with Earl Spence? That from what I hear from the buddies, Terrence Crawford is commanding 20 million, 25 million from here on out. Like, so how so they didn't see that like how the buddies see that. Is that not the case?
Oh man, say man, that's that delusion of feeling like because uh they won the fight July 29th. I guess they felt and believed that, from the beginning to the middle till before July 29th till as we stand right now, ain't nothing changed. Everything still remains the same. Even worse now.
So I want to transition into something real quick, and we'll get back to that, man, because it was another great fight that I was excited to see. I was rooting for Rolly, but there was a different outcome that I wanted to see. Rolly was knocked out, damn near knocked out the ring multiple times throughout the fight, but he was stopped with about 50 seconds left. 50 seconds left in the eighth round, man. What is your assessment on that, and what do you think is going to happen next for Pitbull Cruz after that impressive victory?
Oh man, the sky's the limit for Pitbull Cruz right now. He moved up, won his first championship. He's a come forward fighter representing Mexico that the people from Mexico gonna get behind. They like his come forward style, but a, anybody that know how to box, that know how to see overhands coming, gonna know how to do away with that though.
So so against Haney, what do you see that looking like against Haney? Do you think that'll be an interesting fight to the public? Would you like to see that, or do you think that's a waste of time?
Hmm. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That'll be kind of interesting a tad bit, man. Then too, I don't know. That might be. I don't know, man. Hmm. I don't think the Devin Haney fans want to see that fight with Tim Pitbull. I don't think they want to see Devin Haney go through that pressure, man, like that, man. That constant motherfucker on his ass 24/7 like that. I don't think his fans want to see that shit.
So
I
what
wouldn't
what
mind seeing it though.
yeah, I think it would be interesting. I think myself personally, I think
Yeah.
Eastside Cruz would give Devin Haney fits, man. I don't think that'll be an easy fight for him, Q. I'd almost be willing to put a wager down on that as well. What you think? What you think about when was the last? When did Haney fight last? What month was that?
I think
When
he
was that?
fall.
And he about to fight on the 20th. So how long do you think? I ask you this: how long in between now, after this Ryan Garcia fight? When do you think Devin Haney will be back in the ring again? Do you think it'll be September, November? When do you think we could possibly see his next fight?
I see Devin Haney fight one more time before the end of the year.
So what about Rolly Romero, Q? Where does he go from here? See, you see the title of the night. We talking about Errol Spence Jr. never ever having to go to the Chitlin circuit. But it looks like Rolly Romero is now entering gatekeeper status. He's going to be on the Chitlin circuit. What do you see him retiring? Do you see him fighting Ryan Garcia after Garcia loses? What do you think?
Oh man. Now that fight would make sense if, Ryan was to lose to Devin Haney. Then one they could fight each other and one could try to pretend like they contending their way back in and the other one can just know that it's a wrap for them. They might as well start doing commentary, man, for the Zone and Amazon. You know what I'm saying? Try to get them a commentary gig. You're gonna be trying to put them gloves up, man. That's gonna be it.
Man, they ain't
Straight
gonna
up.
put. They not putting Rolly Romero on anybody's motherfucking microphone, man. I don't think we gonna see that, Q. But hey, man, Q, I want to get back to this buddies, man. I I com- I want to help them out, Q, because they're in scramble mode. I know we told them that they need to go to creative player mode and create an opponent for Bud Crawford to
Yeah.
fight because we didn't went through the list, Q, and I'm gonna go through the list and we're gonna read the list off. This is what I want to do a little quick task right here. The buddies have found an excuse or a reason, or they, you know what they always say, he's scared of Bud, he ducked Bud. Let's just kind of go through like a check mark of a possibility that Bud will get this fight, or it's scratched off already, man. Because I'm trying to hurry up and help these dudes get a fight, man, before we have to, order a whole bunch of blood pressure pills, man, and send them out to, the wolf pack, man. So I'm gonna start out with this thing, man, and I know this gonna make their stomach turn right off the rip, man. I just want to get what why from your understanding, Terrence Crawford versus Jerron Boots Ennis. What do you think about that fight and why that fight isn't happening?
Oh man, I believe that would be an intriguing matchup. You know, I think that that's a fight that everyone outside of the confident, Bud Crawford fans. I ain't talking about all, because there's some Bud Crawford fans that say, hell yeah, I believe Bud will beat the shit out of Bud Crawford. Beat the fuck out of Boots Ennis. I ain't talking about y'all. But the buddies that always be coming up with 1,000 excuses of why this and why that, they say it don't make no sense. It don't make no dollars. That be going backwards. He had his opportunity.
Yeah,
They come up with everything, but let them fight, man.
yeah, because you know what, like you say, a sensible Terrence Crawford fan, they'll say that's a good fight. Like E Thriller, the Black Picasso, shout out to you, little bro. He want to see the Boots fight because he just want to see Boots get his ass whooped, which I'm cool with that too. Let's just see it. That man, that boy passes the eye test. Like of course he don't have the resume, but we got to give him a pass on the resume just like we gave Terrence Crawford a pass on the resume. Duh, come on. Like y'all got to be fair. Y'all got to stop with this hypocrisy and shit. So in my opinion, Q, we got to scratch Boots off the list. We go scratch him off the list because the buddies definitely don't want to see that because one, they say he's done with 147. They mad because he got stripped. Boots not gonna generate enough money, even though it's Terrence Crawford. Every time Terrence Crawford fights somebody, Q, they make the most money they've ever made in their life, even though it's their previous purse was $20,000. Now they making 500,000 with Terrence Crawford, and they act like that's some type of impressive stat. So we're gonna scratch Boots off the list because Bud can't make 20 to 25 million fighting Boots. So we gonna put that note there. We gonna come back. We gonna put a question mark because the real fight fans want to see that matchup. So we'll put a question mark by there for the sensible fans, and we'll put an X for the buddies. Okay, so let's go next on the list. Keith Thurman was a possibility. Q. But then he got this new injury. What do you think about Keith Thurman if he's able to come back next year? Like, what do you think about that on the list? Is he even worth talking about?
uh, far as him being an opponent for Bud Crawford,
Yes.
no, you got to scratch him off the list because he with PBC.
Okay, so that's two fighters out the list. We got he's weak. He's weak to the body. He would probably, I think, that would get Bud about 10 million to fight him, but that's not good enough for the buddies and Bud Crawford. So we're gonna scratch Keith Thurman off the list. He can only generate 10 million for Bud. That's not good enough. We're used to 25 with Earl. Okay, so that's two fighters gone off the list. Okay, let's go to Jermell Charlo. Let's go with Jermell Charlo next. That sounds like a great option. He got his ass whooped by Canelo Alvarez, like we talked about earlier. What do you think about Jermell Charlo and Terrence Bud Crawford?
Oh, that fight generates absolutely nothing. That fight there ain't even pay per view. That's free TV right there. That fight there don't generate absolutely nothing.
That wouldn't be a come on Q. That'll be a that and you know Al Heyman go. Now I can't let you say that Q. You know they gonna throw anything with PBC. They gonna throw that shit on pay per view. So I disagree with you on that. But so
Not that one. Not that matchup. We talking
okay,
about
so
Charlo. Charlo don't
okay,
got no fan base.
so you saying the Charlo fight would only generate Bud about what you say 8-9 million,
Man, not even that much.
about five. Okay,
Shit,
so
five would be the best. Be being generous.
So we go scratch little Charlo off the list. Let's go to big Charlo. What about that fight?
Oh no, that's another fighter that ain't been training. He ain't been in the ring. Uh, no, that fight makes absolutely no sense.
Okay,
Plus, Big Charlo's in the WBC rankings, not the WBO, so he won't be able to flex that vulnerability and get around Janabek. So we got to scratch him off the list.
okay. Let me just take a real quick pause and shout out to the Woodpack, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in and rocking with us right now. If y'all don't know what we're doing, we're trying to we have big hearts here at Yeah, I Said It podcast. Me and Q, we giving advice on how to handle a big time crisis. There was a crisis that happened last night in boxing when Fundora shook the world and beat Tim Zoo. So we're trying to figure out an opponent since Errol Spence came in and jumped the line and just took a opponent away that was on the hit list for Terrence Crawford. So right now we're searching for an opponent for y'all bud buddies, so y'all can be somewhat satisfied
Terrence
and
Crawford.
get a fight.
So right now,
Hey Q, you got some feedback, boss. So like I was saying, we done eliminated Keith Thurman. We've eliminated Jerron Boots Ennis, Jermell Charlo, and Jamal Charlo. So we're gonna get back to it. Q, you with me?
oh yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Okay, so what do you think about this? Is what I want to see, Q. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this one out here right now. David Benavidez, and I say that since Terrence Crawford is this big old dog, and he the boogeyman like E3 say, and he the boogeyman like Mr. IOTBA say, why don't Terrence Bud Crawford go up to 168 when Benavidez becomes free? Because I hear him now. Benavidez got to fight. He can't go up there. They go protect him and all of that. But wouldn't it be a real serious challenge and one of the best fights in recent history, just on paper and the anticipation? Terrence Bud Crawford versus David Benavidez. What you think about that fight, Q?
Oh man, that would be an awesome fight right there. That'll be a fight that everybody but the buddies would want to see. Everybody else would love to see that matchup, me included. I would love to see that.
Man, that'll be a good one. But in all fairness, I don't think that like Bud he know not to step in that lane. But I would like to see that fight just on a namesake basis. But that fight right there, Q, that would probably give Bud his $20 million right there. What you think about that?
Oh, I don't know, man.
Man,
Oh no.
Canelo asked for 250 to fight Benavidez. So Bud can at least ask for 25. All right, so this is what I'm
That,
gonna do, Q. We go come back to Benavidez, man. We go try to influence Terrence to get in the ring with Benavidez, man, so he can get that big payday. He might take a religious ass whooping, but he can get that payday. So we go keep Benavidez on the question mark. Okay, so Canelo's on the list too. We know the story with that. We for anybody who's been sleeping for the past 6-7 months, we'll go ahead and give you a refresher of why Canelo is not an option for Terrence Crawford. I'm gonna give my reasonings, Q, but I'll let you go first, man. Why isn't Canelo, or would you know first? Would you like to see that fight? And what would you think the pay would be for Terrence Bud Crawford?
man, at first I wanted to see that fight at first, right? Just from a skill standpoint. But after I saw what happened to Charlo, once I saw Canelo just touched him a time or two, what he ended up becoming, I don't know if I'm too quick to want to see that again, man. You know, I
So
ain't
you
that fucked up like up with Bud Crawford like that, man. To see the man get destroyed and hurt like that, man.
so I see Q. I think this is my honest opinion, bro. I think that fight would be more competitive than what people think, man. Despite what all these Neanderthals in the wolf pack think, I appreciate great boxers, and Terrence Crawford is a great boxer, bro. And I seen with Floyd Mayweather, albeit it was a different situation. Floyd Mayweather was a master boxer at the time, and Canelo was still a young puppy. So that's the difference. So I get that Canelo is a way stronger, bigger, smarter fighter than he was back then. But Terrence Crawford is bigger and stronger than Floyd Mayweather and has different attributes that Floyd Mayweather doesn't have. And I think in that pocket, Terrence Crawford will be able to make Canelo miss. And as long as he keep those long arms out on him, like Fandora did Tim Zoo last night, I'd be willing to bet you on that, Q. If that fight ever happened, I bet you. I wouldn't donate my money to anybody else. So don't none of y'all ask for that bet. I just give my dog that bet. But I'd be willing to take that bet with you, Q.
Mm.
But check this out. So I think that this fight is completely off the list because we've heard Canelo say multiple times, Canelo, Bud, you have nothing to offer. You're little. I won't get any type of credit for beating you. So that's out the door. He's like slam like LeBron James slam dunk that idea. So we're gonna, hey buddies, listen to me, y'all. Y'all have to let Canelo go. The thought of Canelo Alvarez fighting Terrence Bud Crawford is not realistic. On the other hand, just a quick segue, Errol Spence Jr., that's different. Earl Smith Jr. after he beats Sebastian Fundora, I think we might fight Keith Thurman after that to get a little tune up at like 160, move up to 160 and fight Keith Thurman. And then in Cowboys Stadium, you are going to see Earl the True Spence Jr., aka the biggest, aka the big dog, fight Saul Canelo Alvarez. So that's what I'm thinking that's gonna happen with Canelo and Spence. So we go cross him out, Q. Tim Zoo
Oh
was
yeah.
was Tim Zoo is on the list, Q. So we heard the words last night. What you think about Tim Zoo? What do you think him about him and Crawford now?
Oh, that fight now lost its luster. That fight there. Tim Zoo gonna be out for a minute. He got them injuries, man. He got to heal. He's not an immediate opponent that's gonna be ready right away.
God damn, Q, we can't find nobody for this month. God. So suspended because of taking too much punishment. So no Tim
Yep.
Zoo. Okay, what about Jenna Beck? Jenna Beck, Q. We can make that happen. What about him?
Oh man, that'd be an awesome fight. But that's not no big money fight though. That's a hell of a risky fight. I don't know if Bud gonna try to take that. I don't know if Bud gonna bark up that tree, man.
Mm. So so Q, so you saying Jenna Beck is not a cherry pick, so Bud not gonna waste his time with that. Is that
Oh
what you're
no.
saying? Okay. So
Yes, it is. He don't fuck with Jennifer.
let me put that. So buddies, let me let y'all know, buddies. Y'all safe. Y'all don't got to worry about Jenna Beck. He wouldn't generate Bud nothing but maybe like what 3-4 million Q, and
Oh
and we
yeah.
know we know Bud want 20 to 50 million per fight now. So let's see. No gender belt. Man, we running out of names. Okay, let's go to Josh Taylor. Q. Josh Taylor. What you think about Josh Taylor?
Josh Taylor.
Is that an option?
An option as far as what? He's a 140 pounder. That's finna fight Jack Catterall, in
Say,
which if he lose that fight, ain't no luster in Josh Taylor no more.
the only reason why I said that because you remember they used to always talk about that Fantasy Island matchup, Q. So I'll go ahead and scratch him off and put him on the ridiculous list. My bad for wasting time with that name. Okay, let's see. It's getting bad. T.O. is with Bob. Ah, shit, he with Bob Arum. You think that bridge that he burned with Top Rank, can he get a fight with T.O.? Nah, T.O. is too little too, right? He's a 140. But T.O. called him out. What you think about that, Q?
Oh man, you know, even though he kind of burned those bridges over there with Bob Arum for that fight right there, I don't know. I can see Bob might potentially working with him. He might not give him that 20 to 25 million he asking for that fight though, but I don't know. He might could make that fight.
Okay. So yeah, we go. Yeah, I love to see that fight too myself. So I'm gonna put a question mark right there. How much money do you think? Do you think he'd get that 20 to 25 with T.O.?
Oh hell no.
What
Hell
the
no.
what he gonna get with T.O.? 10? I think he'll get 10. He gotta get 10 with T.O. T.O. got a good name with him.
Man, he won't even get 10 with T.O., man. T.O. can't even barely sell out the Hulu Theater in New York City, man.
Man. All right, I'm gonna put that one up. Let's see. All right, Virgil Ortiz in Dallas, Texas. Jerry's World. Terrence Bud Crawford versus Virgil Ortiz. What do you think about that matchup, Q?
Oh, man. Now, that one, now I can see that fight there having some potential.
God damn.
You
All
know,
right, just potential. All right, we
I can
go.
see that fight having some potential.
Okay, we running now. So we know we got Earl on the list. We know Earl is a no. He's fighting Fandora, so we're gonna scratch him out the list. So all we got left right now, we're down to the kibbles and bits. We got Joshua Kelly.
Oh my God. Man, looks like he finna fight Joshua Kelly, man.
Nah. The butt, nah. That ain't go. He ain't gonna get the money for that. What you think he'll get for that? 2, 3, 4 million, 5 million?
Man, hell no. Man, that's not that fight ain't worth nothing.
Hey, what about? Okay, we gonna cross him out. Crit. Hey, we heard this story circulating across YouTube, man, a couple of weeks ago. He got to be back at the top of the line now. Chris Eubanks Jr.
Oh, you talking about when the buddies had created Eubanks Jr. They created an opponent for Bud Crawford because Bud supposed to be the hottest thing in YouTube boxing, but he doesn't have an opponent because he's trying to be independent and it's not working.
Man, shit. Okay, no Eubanks either. Okay, I think man, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That was 15 fighters, Q. I can't think of any other options for him, bro. So, damn, man, we was trying to help out, but I don't think, okay, this is the only. It looked like he gonna have to retire, Q. It's not any fights out there for him. I see he can fight Jake Paul, exhibition. What you think about Jake Paul versus Terrence Crawford?
Now, a Jake Paul fighter generate him that money. If he fight Jake Paul, shit, Jake Paul will generate him that money. If he was to fight Jake Paul, fight a YouTuber.
Man, so cute, like in all jokes aside, bro. Like I feel bad for Terrence Crawford. Like, what do you like? We just went down this list. Like, seriously, we just went down the whole list of names, and it's a problem with each one of them. That's just what we say. The buddies, they'll make all kind of other excuses, but the common denominator is always that the fighter is scared. Q. The fighter is scared. That's what it always is. He's the boogeyman. Nobody wants to fight him, but I say it's the business. Q. What do you think about Terrence Crawford's business decisions from right now to 5, 6 years ago? What is that the reason why he's in this position right now? Is it because the business, or is it because all these fighters are scared?
I think, man, it's his business moves, man, and the way he moved, man. I believe that once uh, uh, the rematch was off the table, instead of choosing to walk away and try to operate as a free agent, like you, Anthony Joshua, like you, Canelo Alvarez, like you, Tank Davis, you know, uh, it's like July 29th never happened, man, because it's like he's still in the same position that he started off in, man, making these moves that's not working for him, not helping him get in the fights. And I hear a lot of the buddies always come with the same excuse of, oh, well, we don't know if he was to sign, will he get those fights, whoop, whoop, and we'll never know because he don't even try to sign and try to find out. Shit, at some point, I wonder when they're going to hold their fighter accountable about placing himself in a position to get these fights, man. Instead of placing himself out of position and be kind of realistic with himself, man. You know, just because you made a certain amount with Errol Spence, don't mean you're supposed to make that with every fight that you fight in the future. Your fans got this delusion of you can do whatever you want now. And obviously the business is showing you that you can't, regardless of what they talking about. Because right now he has no fight.
None whatsoever. Do you think it could be some type of, you know, fight that's lined up that we not knowing about? And you know what? Like, what could he could, I think, still the most realistic and available fight, and you killed it with the medical suspension, and he just took too much damage last night. But Tim Zoo might be the only viable
Hey,
option right
boy,
now that's available,
sit
bro.
down.
So Tim Zoo, if he can't get Tim Zoo, man, you see this comment up here, Q, from 2 Cents Boxing. He agreeing with what we saying, man. Bud might as well retire. It's nothing there for him. His hand had already been casted. He already set to go. He just need a suit now.
Yeah, man. I think I don't know, man. If he looking for that payday type big fight, he might as well go on retire because if not, it's like you chasing behind the big fish yet all over again, man. It's like he in the same position that he started off in all over again, man. And
Yeah,
I ain't and I'm not understanding how is that so considering he won the fight July 29th.
man. Yeah, this is crazy, Q. So we go transition, man. We go out here to the Wolfpack, man. Read some of these comments, man. Uh, it's funny, man. Like my dog Mosquito Spray say, man. The 5 stages of grief and all of that. So I'm not sure what all the steps is, but right now I think that it's denial. Right now, the Bud Buddies are in denial. They just simply can't understand how in the hell that giving Errol Spence that religious ass whooping and being undisputed 2 times, just a pristine record, pristine career, and he's still looked at as the B side, not the money man, not marketable. It's just unfortunate, man. Like this is sad. We're trying to do we're trying to intervene and keep y'all from jumping off the ledge. So what we want y'all to do, my advice is accept reality. Stop talking about Canelo. Stop talking about. I've even heard Mr. Golden call out Floyd Mayweather. They're so mad and upset, they're willing to take a fight with Floyd right now, Q. So with that being said, man, we gonna do something a little different. Shout out to my boy Mr. IOTBA. We about to address some bullshit in this chat because I know it's been a whole lot of shit talking and delusion going on, man. So we go skim through a couple of these chats, man, and we go address the bullshit, man. I'm on that bullshit again today. Let's go. Okay, let's see what we got, man. Oh man, look at the right brother Q. Big Mark Boxing, the Savant, Big Fish, and Q. Mortimer, we back. Hell yeah, Big Mark. You already know, man. Errol Spence took a religious beating. He was revived. He got dusted off. He is back, man. We back too. We back. We back. We back. Let's see. Let me find something, Q. Let's see what we got, man. Like, hey, Q, I'm about to drop this link too, man. Anybody got something to address with us? Got some disagreements? Need some counseling? We here for you, man.
It's okay, man. I'm not saying that it's right, man. You know. Uh, uh,
Al
uh, uh,
Money 231. What up, Al Money, man? And we appreciate that $2 super chat, man. Al Money got the popcorn ready. We telling it how it is, man. How not we ain't telling it how you want it to be, man. What up, Rebel Life? That Rebel Life said, man, it's time to go the fuck in. See this Q. You see this right here? Hey, shout out to Rebel Life. Hey, Rebel Life created this avatar for me, Q. That's my dog right there, man. He got that General Big Fish avatar for me, man. But I'm sorry to let you know, Rebel Life Boxing, man, it is not time for the Bud Buddies to go the fuck in. It is time for you to recognize that Terrence Bud Crawford needs to accept reality. He needs to accept it, man. He got to stop commanding 20, $25 million and go ahead and get back to his career. Oscar De La Hoya said it himself, Q. He said, Terrence Crawford, you just got to get back to fighting. You got to get away from the business. I've been there before, man. You got to just get back to fighting. See, he wasting his time right now. What
Mhm.
up, Jamal? What's going on, man? Shout out to you, man. Hey, Jamal, he's a little delusional too, Q. A little bit delusional. He's one of the sensible buddies, but you know, you got to reel him in too. This one right here, what you got to say about what you got to say about this buddy right here, Q?
Yo.
Mr. 214, man. Salute to the chat, man. What's going on, yo? Hey man, we just dropped the link. Anybody want to come on and get thrown out the ring, man? You more than welcome, man. Before you come on, man, if y'all do decide to come rock with us, man, we would appreciate respect. Take turns talking. Don't talk over anybody. Cut your camera on when you do hit the link because we do want to verify that it ain't no BS going on, man. We gonna keep it short and sweet, man. So you want to come on, man? We go see what it do. Hey, Big Mark, you can cut your camera off, man. Al De Niro, you can cut your camera off. I see you. Big Mark, the boxing of savant, aka the Wright brother. What's going on, man? How you feeling, boss?
Today is a good day, brother. Today is a good day. That's all I can say. Like, finally, Bud Buddies can understand what we've been saying. It's not that he don't have the skill. It's not that he's not talented enough. He's not playing ball with the man who's in control with all the belts. Let's just throw it out there. Yeah, you got Earl on the phone. You got the fight, and you said something along the way. You said a lot along the way. Oh, Al, yeah, he a real good businessman. Al, cool. Yeah, so Al did this in see that's
Big Mark, your audio
bro.
kind of messed up, boss.
Like they gave you the fight because Earl wanted to fight, but you pillow talk. They not gonna fool with you no more, bro. And they showing you. Like you trying to be out there and beat on your chest and tell, hey, fighters, y'all can need to see more and be more. Okay, you doing all that and look what's happening to you. You gonna get your roses in 10 years, bro. Instead of getting your roses now just because you won't sign a contract. Bro, you better sign that contract. That's all I got to say, man. You better sign the contract. But for right now, remember what Al told old boy yesterday? You shut up and you sit down and you don't move until we tell you to.
Man, got man, Earl
And
Spence
I'm
got
passing
Terrence
the mic.
Crawford in a chokehold, Big Mark. So I got a question for you, Big Mark. When you seen Earl Spence get in that ring last night, what was your instant thought about that?
Well, when I seen what?
When you seen Earl Spence get in the ring last night after the fight, what did you think about that?
Oh, I said that was the end of Bud. The Bud Crawford era is
Damn.
over.
So that was the end of
Damn.
Bud.
7 months,
All right, I
8 months.
appreciate you, Big Mark, man. When we get to open panel, man, we get back with you, man. I appreciate you for stopping by, man, pulling up on us, man.
That's a
We
bet. That's a
going out
bet,
to the
Already,
man.
Big
next.
This
Mark.
is a wonderful show.
Just appreciate you, man. And the next guest up to the year I said it podcast is a special friend to the podcast. Al Money, what's going on, dog?
Big Fish, can you hear me?
Yeah, you loud and clear, man. What's going on?
Thanks for having me on, brother.
I appreciate you for coming on, man. Say,
So look,
Al Money. I want to know your thoughts on the fight last night. I want to first get your thoughts on the fight, both fights, the both Rolly and Pitbull Cruz. Then I want to talk
mm,
about the big fight. Can you do that for me, Al Money?
already so Big Fish. I work a crazy shift, bro. So I seen the Rolly and Pitbull fight. I seen Rolly get his ass whooped, but then I fell asleep on the other fight, and I woke up and just kicked it with y'all on IO show. So I didn't see the second fight. You know what I mean? I didn't see that one.
It's all good, but you still know the repercussions and the
Oh,
aftermath. So what do you
right.
feel about the aftermath of Earl
No.
Spence skipping the
Uh,
line, Al Money? He said, I don't go on Chittering circus, Al Money. He skipped the
right.
line and jumped right back to 154 for a title. What you think about that, dog?
So look, Big Fish. You know me, you and Q. We always go at it. We always have fun. It's always cool to debate. But today, I ain't got no arguments, bro. When you right, you right, bro. And one thing I'm gonna add to what y'all said. I honestly think Errol is smart for staying away from Bud and going that route. You know what I mean? I think if Wilder would have did the same thing with Fury, if he would have stayed away and went another route, he probably could have bounced back a little better too. But that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, I think Errol's smart for the way he's doing it. And hey, Bud just got to figure out something, man. You know. But yeah,
So Al Money,
yeah.
I'm gonna ask you one more question, then we gonna go out to OG Golden, man. I don't know if you heard the list of we had a list of about 15 fighters.
No,
Uh,
I heard the whole show. I've been
so
tapped in the
so,
whole time.
on that list or anybody that you could think of out that list, who do you see? Who do you want to see Terrence Crawford fight, and who do you think he's gonna end up fighting? Like, who would your ideal fight be, but who do you think is realistic? I want both of those
All right,
answers from you.
all right. I'm gonna answer your question. Then I'm gonna say two other things if you don't mind, because you know, we kick it like that. My ideal fight, who I want to see him fight, is Boots, bro. If you're gonna stay in and around that way, just fight Boots, because that's what we all want to see. Period. Point blank. Fight Boots. Like Oscar De La Hoya said, man. Like sometimes you got to put the business to the side and just fight the fights the fans want to see.
Man,
Straight
already
up.
that. So
Uh,
we've heard Bud say a thousand times, and also the Bud buddies. I don't consider you a Bud buddy, by the way, Al Money, but the Bud buddies just scoff their nose up, turn their nose up at that thought. So, what do you think is the more realistic fight? If we're gonna just scratch that one off the list as being unrealistic, who do you see as being the more realistic opponent?
uh, I mean, more realistic.
I could
I'll
throw
probably
this
say,
in there. I could throw this in there for you, Al Money, while you wait. The winner of Broner and Blair Cobb.
I was gonna say, I was gonna say they double back and he fuck with Bob and get that T.O. fight, if anything.
The TO fight.
But yeah, but the other two things I wanted to say, Big Fish, just kind of off the subject.
Take your
This
time,
for
dog.
this for my man IO, because the last time I was on here, I had spoke on Luka Doncic, and that man cooking with hot grease right now. So shout out to my man IO. I gotta give it up, bro. When you right, you right. That
What
boy
he do?
Luka
What he
Doncic,
doing right now? Give us a quick
he,
quick update.
he Luka Doncic is cooking with hot grease, man. He on fire
Mm,
right now.
yeah,
That
yeah,
boy on fire right
yeah,
now.
them boys hooping. I ain't gonna lie, they looking good right now. Kyrie, Luca, that's a dynamic
They looking
duo right
really
there.
good. They looking really good. So I gotta eat my crow and tell Io when you right, you right. And the second thing I want to say, bro, before I pass the mic real quick is y'all already know if Spence would have won, I would have ate my crow and got on there and been real, just like y'all been being real the whole time, bro. I would have got up there and been like, that boy don't take tune-ups. That boy did his thing. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to y'all just for keeping it a buck the whole time, bro.
Appreciate you, Al Money,
Already,
man.
buddy.
You got anything
Already,
else
already.
before we pass the
All
mic,
right.
man?
Nope, that's it, bro. It's all good. I'm here.
I I appreciate you, Al Money. This next person up, he needs no introduction, but I'm gonna give him one anyway.
I don't want that motherfucker. Don't give it no goddamn introduction. I'm coming in talking shit.
There you go, Mr. Golden.
Yeah,
What you
yeah,
got?
yeah.
What you got for me, dog?
Goddamn, I got some baby all fish grease for both of y'all motherfuckers. All y'all ass up. All both of y'all ass up.
The
Fish grease cooking all baby all kind of all. Y'all ain't here with this bullshit. First of all, y'all need to tell your boy stop all this goddamn ducking. He's the biggest ducking boxer right now.
Why you say that, Mr. Gold?
Because how in the hell you got okay, you supposed to have cataract surgery, you can't fight nobody, now you want to jump in the ring and fight another motherfucker. Nigga, get your get back. Get your get back. Nigga beat your ass like that. You tell your son we gotta run this back and you gonna cop out. Nigga, be a man, nigga. Get your get back. Come get your shit in blood, nigga. Come get your shit in blood, nigga. Get
Mr.
your shit in
Goldie.
blood. And you know that's right. Get that shit in blood, nigga. Y'all ain't hear this bullshit. Tell who Bud gonna fight, nigga. Fight Earl. Tell Earl to fight Bud. He the next man in line. Fight Bud.
Bud say he moved on.
No. Ain't no Bud moved on. Only reason that Bud moved on, cause Earl with that fake ass eye injury.
But hold up, didn't Bud Crawford say that he's glad that it's finally over, that he can
Yeah,
finally move
yeah,
on, right?
yeah, because Earl helped that man up. You thought
So
Earl
so
helped that
so
man up.
so
You thought
Earl
Earl
is
did that
out the
shit.
equation, so we don't need to be
No,
talking
no,
about
no,
waiting
no,
on
no,
Earl.
no, no, no,
Who
no, no.
Bud
Fuck
supposed to
that
fight
bullshit.
right now?
Hold on. Fuck that bullshit.
Who Bud
Last
supposed to
year,
fight right now?
hold on. Last year, well, before all this shit happened, he whooped Earl ass. And before when Bud told man, fuck that shit, I'm gonna move on for the fight. Y'all ate Bud ass up about that shit. Oh, he ducking Earl. He this, he that. Oh, he don't want to fight. He don't want to fight. Now, all of a sudden, cause Earl on cancel the rematch and Bud say he move on. Oh, y'all cool with that shit. Man, cut
Say he
that
moved
bullshit out.
on.
No, he don't move
Bud
on.
said he moved
Hold on.
on.
When
Who
Earl was
said we
dragging
was
his foot.
cool with it?
No, when Earl was dragging his foot. When Earl was dragging
Who
his
said?
foot
Hold on,
and
wait,
Bud
wait, wait,
said that
wait.
shit before. When Earl was dragging his foot before and Bud said, fuck that shit. I don't need Earl. I can move on. Y'all ate Bud ass up about that shit.
Because okay, but he could have moved on.
Man, look at here. But he could have moved on, but y'all ate
He
his ass
wanted
up
that
about that
money.
shit. Goddamn it. Now Earl wanna come in here
He wanted that money.
with the bullshit ass shit he talking about this fight.
It don't
You talking
matter.
about his
That's,
you talking about
that's
his next fight against Van Dor.
he ain't gonna have look at
Right.
I don't give a fuck if Fat Dog gonna beat this motherfucker ass, put him in retirement for good.
You know that's
Hey
the next
Q,
fight though.
hey
You know
Q,
You know
that,
what
check
right,
this
that
out.
sounds
Mr. Gold?
like?
Listen,
You're
listen,
bitter.
I'm saying it live on TV. On
You're
your
bitter.
pod show, with your boy. You know me, you got our stand in the back. I'm taking Fondue.
That's fine. We just
Nah,
know you're bitter.
no, I ain't talking about you. I'm talking to Q. Now he know who I'm talking to.
I said
He
that's
know who
fine.
the fuck I'm talking.
I'll take his
I'm
I'll take his
addressing.
spin.
I'm addressing my little brother. Q. I ain't addressing nobody but Q. Y'all with this bullshit. Talk about Earl back and all this here. Man, get the fuck out of here.
Mortimer
Back.
back. What
Hey,
you
That nigga
somebody
is
got
a
mean?
some water in the background. Can you mute your mic, please?
That was
that
my
nigga
bad, y'all. My bad.
that nigga is the biggest duck in boxing right now. He's the biggest duck.
No, Canelo's the biggest duck.
No, he supersede Canelo with that shit there. You
250
see,
million ain't bigger
Big
than
Big
nothing.
Mom. No. That nigga is a duck.
Is that belt worth 200 million?
What
Yeah,
belt?
Doug, because what he finna fight the champion at
Ain't no, shit.
154. How
Ain't
that's
no
a
fight no
dub?
Oh, okay.
motherfucking champion.
So,
Listen here. Like he
Yeah,
told
he ain't
Bud,
he
fighting.
fight the champion.
I tell
You're
you one thing.
lying.
I tell you one thing. Bud did his ass. When Bud told that
That's
nigga
right.
get in line,
You know
he said,
what?
Bud,
You
I don't
sound
get in no
better.
motherfucking line. But the last time he told Bud he get out of line, then he act up and Bud put his ass back in line, beat the line out of his ass. Nigga, get your ass out the way. Yes,
Oh man,
yes, yes.
that's fine.
Hell. And Big Fish, y'all this motherfucker who Bud gonna fight it. Man, fuck a Boots.
Okay, well, who we gonna fight?
Oh
Fuck a
damn!
Boots. Fuck a Boots. Boots ain't shit.
How come you
Boots
don't
got
want?
what?
How come you don't
Boots,
want to see
Yeah,
him
man.
fight Boots, Mister Golden?
the same reason why Earl didn't fight his ass when he was Earl mandatory. Earl didn't fight his ass. Earl told him he was
Why?
fight.
But
Hold
I'm
on.
asking you, why
Earl
y'all
told that
want to see
motherfucker he was fighting.
Terrence fight Boots?
Boots, the same reason y'all said Boots ain't bringing shit to the table. That man
Mm.
going to fight Boots and beat the shit out of Boots. Y'all gonna say Boots ain't ready. Right now, Boots got a handful with the white boy he
That's
got
the
to fight
same
coming
thing
up.
we
But
said about
but
Crawford.
Bud ain't got much. Bud ain't got no options.
Yes, he
He got to
do.
fight
Yes, he
somebody.
Who?
do. Boy,
Who?
Who?
that nigga gonna step up and 55.
Who?
Listen, he put the fight for the WBO. He gonna fight for that title, and Earl got to come see him.
Against
Okay,
you
but
know
who
who he
gonna
gonna
fight
fight
him
for
though?
that title.
I
Who he
wouldn't
gonna
give a
fight for that
damn.
title.
I
His
wouldn't give a
name is
damn who he
Josh
fight for.
Kelly.
I see you,
Who?
His name
mosquito.
is Josh Kelly.
And y'all better hope. Y'all
That's
better
who he
listen.
gonna fight.
I
Josh
wouldn't give a damn who he
Kelly.
fight. I would give a damn who he fight. But guess what? Y'all so-called
Oh,
champion. Y'all so-called champion got to come see him. He got to come see.
No, he don't.
Yes, he do.
Who
He
got the
got to come see
IBF
Bud.
title?
He got. Listen, he get the
Hold on.
WBO scrap. They got to come see Bud. They were undisputed. They got to come see him.
Golden. This is
In a
all I'm
golden
don't
saying.
shit.
nobody
Hold
care
on. Hear
about
me
that
out.
WBO. Don't nobody care about that WBO
No, no,
strap.
no.
This
No,
all
I'm
I'm
And they
saying,
gonna
saying.
show you
it
that.
don't,
Fandora
listen,
gonna show
it's
you
not
that when
because,
they vacate that belt.
listen, it's
That
not,
strap.
let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you a second, and I'm going to keep it real with you. You know why they don't care about the WBO belt?
Why?
Because
Because
it's
they
the
know
least
Bud will beat.
respected belt out of the.
No, they don't need to
It's the
respect the
least
belt. No,
respected threat. It's
that's
the least respected
bullshit.
belt out of the
That's
four.
bullshit. The
It's the
reason
least
why,
respected belt out of
listen,
the four. It's not the prestigious belt like the
Quentin Bradley,
WBC.
Quentin Bradley, let me tell you something. The reason why they're
What
doing what
belt
they're
did
doing, the reason why they're doing what they're doing because they're afraid of this motherfucking nigga from Omaha. They're afraid of
okay,
Bud.
okay,
Oh
see, there it is.
no!
There it
See, y'all
is.
know
Hey,
y'all
There it
That's
taking
because
is.
they're
that,
afraid of this
man.
motherfucker.
hey,
Emotions
Any,
make you
any
Wolfpack.
cry
fighter,
Hey,
sometimes.
Wolfpack. Hey,
Emotions
we
make
got
you cry
we got
sometimes.
Mr. Golden. Let me get this real quick, Mr.
go
Golden.
ahead.
You got 30 more seconds to say what you got to say. Then we
Okay,
gonna pass the
I'm letting
mic.
you go on. That's because, listen, that they are afraid. Al Heyman is afraid of that man from Omaha, Nebraska. He proved to y'all July the 29th of last year when your boy did what, Quentin? He took what? Say it. Say it. What the hell? What the hell take Quentin? Say it. Say it, Q.
He took some punishment.
Say it. How you know to say it? He did what? Oh, don't tell me.
Oh,
Come on, say it. What did he take? Say it.
he, he took some punishment.
Wow! He took what? He took what? Come on. Come on, say it.
Don't
Hey,
give it to
Mr.
him,
Golden.
Q. Your
I
time
think
is
that's
up.
all you gonna get, man. We gonna go ahead and pass the mic. I appreciate you, Mr. Golden. Hey, coming up next to the stage is my motherfucking dog, Mr. Mosquito Spray, aka Eddie Atlas, aka Burnt Sugar, the boxing historian. Hey, I put my money up against anybody on mosquito spray. Ain't nobody got more boxing knowledge than this guy right here. And on top of that, this guy inspired tonight's topic. This guy right here, this guy, this guy right here, mosquito spray, inspired Errol Spence. Don't do chitlin circus. What you feel about that, mosquito spray? At first off, how you doing, big dog?
All right. First, shout out to the general, Mr. Q, the rest of the panel in the chat, man. Shout out to East
Mosquito,
Thriller
what's
You're a
good?
mosquito.
Mosquito
chilling,
peace,
man.
What's
fam.
up, Mosquito?
Money, what's happening, man? I'm a little disappointed, man. I'm a little disappointed, but I'm not surprised. You know what I'm saying? It's a choreographed duck, of course, but the one thing that I see
Brim,
though,
cut your
man,
camera on.
that I'm noticing that nobody's mentioning this
I
whole
got
show, the whole concept, this whole thought process is all based on the word speculation. There's a bunch of speculation going on here. Y'all are assuming that because Sebastian Fondora's promoter, who, let's not forget, works for him and not the other way around, made a statement. Sebastian Fondora at the post-fight press conference was asked straight up by one of the reporters, if you get a chance to fight Errol Spence, are you willing to drop your WBO title? He said, I would like to fight Errol Spence is a big opportunity. He said he called it a match made in heaven. But then he right behind that he said, but Terence Crawford is the best fighter in the world, and I want to fight him. We understand, the promoters work for the fighters, and it has not always went the way promoters wanted it to go in the past. And case in point, the Crawford and Spence fight getting made. You know what I'm saying? Uh, the other thing that we don't know yet is what kind of champion is Sebastian Fondor going to be. Is he going to be a company man, or is he going to be a proud champion and defend his belts? You know what I'm saying? Is he going to give up the chance to be a reigning unified champion? Is he not willing to get? So these are things we haven't had answered yet. Y'all are making assumptions. Yeah, it was cool to see y'all hero getting in the ring and say a couple words or whatever. Y'all go, oh yeah, we back. We're gonna do this and do that. But we don't know what Sebastian Fondor is going to do. He the one holding the keys right now at 54. He got two of the four belts, and he gonna have the final say. Not Samson, whatever that cat name is. He not the one getting in there fighting. He don't make the decisions. He gives advice, and they're gonna agree or disagree. But the decision gonna be made by Fondor, and then the range is gonna be made going forward from there. So y'all don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know neither. You know what I'm saying? What am I hoping? That Fondor gets in there and defend them two belts against Terence Crawford, of course. What are y'all hoping? That he drops the WBO and gets there against Spence. I don't fault y'all for that. I couldn't blame you. Because y'all know if Spence don't get this fight, what I said is gonna happen is gonna happen. Just quicker than y'all wanted to. Y'all boys going right back to that goddamn chitlin circuit. And y'all can't stand that shit. Y'all can't stand the thought of that. Of him being a freaking being relegated to basically a gatekeeper after one fight. And that scares y'all to death. Yeah, but y'all got that little oil out last night when y'all seen that nigga getting in that ring, and y'all thinking, "Oh, the big fish is back. The big fish is back." But what would be even worse for y'all if than Fondor fighting Crawford if he does drop that belt and gets in that fight fit and beats the living shit out of him. What would y'all say then? You know what I'm saying? What would y'all's world turn into? What excuses would come then? Would
I,
it be,
I,
would it be the cataracts didn't heal up right, or what would we be hearing next?
I,
Because
I,
according to
I,
y'all, because according to y'all, after the Crawford fight, that man should be in a nursing home. You know what I'm saying? With all the shit y'all said you got going on. So,
Brain
so
damage,
that
neurologist.
yeah, broken
Cataract.
ribs and shit. Even all kind of mess, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Come
yeah, I forgot
on,
about
man.
the real.
Yeah, even though the man got up off the camp 3 times, I did not see one painful wince on neither occasion. Anybody that hurts the ribs, whether it's been playing any sport, football, whatever have you, ribs hurt even when you breathe. This nigga was in no sort of pain. He was in pain for getting his ass hit. That's it. And
Excuse
but,
me.
but
Excuse me. If the real was fucked up when Bud hit him with that body shot, he would have never got up off the goddamn mic. It'd have broke his ass
right,
back. So go,
right.
y'all missed us with that bullshit. He ain't had no broke ass rib. He broke his spirit. That's what the fuck he did.
It would have affected his ability to throw shots and all that, man. We all know it. Anybody with it don't take a rocket science to figure that shit out. We all know the real deal. But that's beside the point right now. That ain't what this is about. You know what I'm saying? Like I said though, man, y'all are doing is making this whole conversation off of speculation, man. Y'all don't know what's gonna happen. We got to see what happens in the coming weeks, months, or whatever. Sebastian
yeah,
Fedora could go in a totally different direction than he wants to. Then y'all whole parade is gonna come to an abrupt halt. Y'all gonna be scrambling and scraping. And I ain't gonna say my P Diddy voice, and no by no stretch of the imagination, but y'all gonna be scrambling and scraping for, you know what I'm saying, a fight for Errol Spence. Because if he can't get this, then what he gonna do? He gonna go fight Kim Zoo? You know what I'm saying? Because the thing with Crawford, man, He's taking fights. Yeah, he want big money, but he also want legacy. He ain't gonna fight nobody without a belt on the line, without something on the line to build his legacy. He wants to go to the next challenge to achieve the next thing, to build on his resume, to build on his legacy. Right now, that's Sebastian Thundor. He has two of the four belts. Before was Jamel Charles because he had all four belts. You know what I'm saying? Before the Canelo fight, he's gonna fight guys that are number one, not coming off a loss. Number two, that have something to add to his legacy. So that's what he's after, man. And yeah, Jerron Ennis, I'd love to see that fight, but that's he's already conquered that mountain at 147.
Well, I appreciate you.
Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Could go
No,
ahead.
yeah. I'm not one. I'm just gonna say I'm not one of the people that's against it. I just that's why I just don't think it's gonna happen because you know the little known stardom of Ennis and the fact that it's basically taking a backward step in his journey up for legacy. But that's all I got for now. Let the next man get it.
I appreciate you, Mosquito Spray. We got my dog, Mr. Brimley, the unbiased one. What's up with you, boss? How you doing tonight, man?
Hey, listen, listening to this wonderful propaganda has been a pleasure. Um, Shout out to Mosquito Spray, just giving the truth out there. You know, we back. We back. The big dog's back. We gonna break them down like we always do. Wait, hold up. Always do. Break them down. Okay. Um, Whatever happened is going to happen. The game is the game. The business of boxing is more valuable than the sport of boxing, obviously. The thing that bothers me, and I've been getting attacked, I've almost went viral on Twitter, because when Loma got an opportunity after his second loss, I wasn't cool with that. I wasn't cool with it. When Fandora got this opportunity, wasn't necessarily pleased, but he's a replacement. It's fine. I ain't gonna go crazy. But if Terrence Crawford got his ass whooped from pillar to post by Errol Spence Jr., and Terrence Crawford was able to hop in the ring and say, I want to fight the winner of a fight that Errol Spence should be in front of, every single Errol Spence fan, every single Errol sexual in the boxing world in general would be in uproar right now if this was Terrence Crawford. And there would be multiple videos out there talking about Terrence Crawford like some type of wild heathen dog. But since it's Errol Spence, it's okay. He's the company guy. He's family. It's only good when it benefits you. But it's no fun when the rabbit has the gun. This is hypocrisy at its best, at its finest, and at its saddest. Because in no way, shape, form, and fashion should someone get knocked out, lose damn near every single round, have an opportunity to fight someone before the person that whooped your ass does. It's okay if somebody gets another opportunity as a loss, because your career is not over after one loss. But people are comparing someone who loses a split decision or a close, contested, controversial loss to someone who gets whooped like they fucking stole something. And that's where the difference is. That's where the disrespect to the sport of boxing is at full display for all of us to see. But the problem is, we're fan of man and not fan of the sport. And we won't call bullshit when we see it. We won't say, listen, we're about the sport and the competition of the sport. And it should weigh more than the business of boxing. Errol Spence is worth more, right? He's so much more valuable. But we've never seen Terrence Crawford in the ring after millions of people seen him whoop Errol Spence ass. It went viral. Yesterday's price is not today's price. Yesterday's fame is not today's fame. But we want to pretend that Errol Spence is the biggest fish in this big dog. We want to celebrate the person who is not dedicated to the sport, who half-asses the sport, drinks and drives and puts himself in a position of peril. We want to celebrate this guy who is not dedicated to the craft of the
Damn, did you
sport.
write this
But we
down,
want to
Martin Luther
bash
King?
the person.
Now
No,
let
I
him
didn't write
talk.
it down,
Let him
but we
talk.
want to bash the person
That nigga
who
preaching,
never
boy.
cheats, who never cheats the craft of the sport, who never cheats boxing, who dedicates his life and gives every opportunity to put others on and enhance the sport of boxing. But we bash this guy. American boxing is in the fucking toilet, people. And we don't have enough of new ways. We have too many Twitter beefs and too many ducking. I gotta see Oscar De La Hoya talking about Virgil Ortiz versus Bud. Let's make the fight happen. Stop the cap. He ducked him twice already from the WBO. Everybody cannot be scared of Terrence Crawford. Shout out to Sebastian Fandor for at least having the nuts to say he wants to fight him, even though I believe his promotional team and Samson Kapowitz is going to steer him in a different direction. But I admire you at least having the nuts to say it. Boxing is a failing sport. It's a business and a failing sport with fuck shit passes as legitimate business. Thank you.
Hey, Hulk Hogan, that was a hell of a promo, man. Hey,
That nigga, that
No
goddamn nigga.
bullshit, bro.
hey,
You wrote
hey,
that shit down.
hey,
I'm
shout,
about to say
shout
that
out to
nigga. I'm
Babe,
about to say
I've
just
been,
that
real
nigga
I've
open.
been dealing with so many people coming at me. All the points came to my head because I got to tweet this. I got probably like 400 likes. I got people been coming at me crazy. The aerosexual
Okay,
faction is
okay.
coming at me wild today.
Hey,
I
Brim.
have one small response to that.
No
Let
Just
me
problem.
let, let me say one he just left out real quick, Big Mark. He left out Rolly. He got knocked out and then fought for a belt too. But that's just the business of boxing, man. And another thing,
What
man, we
makes that worse is
uh,
he got knocked out and then he
let
turned
him
around
finish.
and
Let him
get a
finish.
decision.
Brim, let Al Money finish the statement, please,
I
sir.
apologize. I apologize.
oh no, and another thing, Brim, you got to put that energy towards these judges that call these fights and they just get to walk away. We got to start calling them out. They get to just call a fight that then I don't see how the fight went that way, and then they just get to walk away. We don't get to ask them nothing, so we got to put some energy towards them too.
That's true. So one of us had Rolly winning the fight last night.
He
Yeah, I
sure
know
Gotta
did.
that is too. That judge is
But
going to get a close eyeball. Shout out to Stephen Kim for sharing who that judge was because I have that judge's name and information. So if I see that judge again and do that type of shit again, I can pitch a bitch fit and go at that judge, and hopefully other people will hold that judge accountable for being fugazi.
Hey, listen, didn't LB say Earl was family, right?
Yep.
Yep, he
Okay.
said that.
He said Earl family. If Earl so much a family, why the fuck Floyd bet against his ass? Why the hell Floyd been laughing after he got his ass knocked the fuck out? That's family. Family's supposed to stick by family, supposed to support family. He ain't no
Hey,
family in the L. He in the PBC.
hey,
That's
Mr.
bullshit.
Golden, I'm gonna go out on the limb and say that Floyd Mayweather and Earl Spence don't really consider each other as family, sir. So,
Hold on.
hey,
First of
but
all,
but Mr. Golden, let me ask you a
That's
question.
fair.
Did
That's
you
fair.
see
if we
that
talk about
ticket?
PBC, that's Floyd. Floyd say he PBC.
Mr. Golden, let me ask you a question real quick, and you got it, bro. Did you see Earl Spence holding that ticket in his hand last night? He bet on Fandora, and it paid off big time. What
Right?
do you,
No,
since
I
you
didn't see that.
talking
I
about
didn't see
betting,
that.
what you think
I
about
didn't see
that?
that. I didn't see that. I didn't see no ticket in his hand. But like I stated earlier, like I'm saying again, that fight should have been stopped in the third round. It should have been a no contest. It should have even went to the fourth round. That would have been me personally.
I agree.
That would have been me personally. When that shit happened in the second round, the doctor came in and looked at it. She said, "I'm gonna give it one more round and see how I do." When he went out there, he couldn't see, even though he put all his heart in that. I would have stopped that fight. I would have protect my fighter. Actually, that man could have got seriously hurt because he's wiping blood up, pointing in the face. He couldn't see shit. I take my hat off to him. He fought like a real champion. But I
I
really,
agree.
deep in my heart, that fight should have been stopped in the third round. Never go to the fourth or past the fourth round, and let it be a no contest. He would have still had his belt. They would have had to redo this shit over.
I
That's the
feel
way.
that.
That's the
The
way the
goal.
fight should have went. That's the best thing you could have done. You could not have stopped that bleeding coming out that man's head during the fight because of the simple fact his adrenaline is pumping too much and it's gonna cause him to
And
lose blood, and
they
lose
didn't have the
blood.
right stuff either.
They didn't have the right. I don't
They
give
were
a damn
ill
what they would have
prepared.
had. But at that moment, you couldn't stop that because his adrenaline is pumping so much, blood gonna start to keep pumping.
Well, nah, bro, you also have to admit they were ill prepared.
Yes, and that was a.
They were
I,
ill prepared
I
for
think
that.
Joe was talking about illegal elbow. There wasn't nothing illegal about that elbow. It's not like he did it intentionally.
Okay, but
He
they
ducked
ill
his head
prepared.
down. He ducked. Yeah. I've seen motherfuckers say, "Oh, that was an illegal elbow." Brian Dude didn't do shit. Tim Stu the one ducked down and went into the elbow.
Right. Okay.
But
But
people
look,
try.
this is all
But
I'm saying.
yeah.
Proper preparation.
Mm-hmm.
You supposed to be prepared for anything in that
Anything.
corner, bro.
Right. But shit, a lot of people. But guess
Okay
what?
then. So they weren't prepared.
Even though Tim Stu got his head bust open, a lot of jokers still didn't talk about Brian Dude got his nose broke.
He sure did.
His nose
He
was
got his,
broke before. That was in the second round. His nose got broke though. That's
Yeah.
why.
both of them got fucked up in the second round. He fought the whole fight with a broken nose. They
Yeah.
both were bloody. He
Yeah.
breathed
They
out his
both
mouth.
tough
He
as
can't breathe
nails.
out his mouth. So fair play. Both of them fought bloody. But Tim Tszyu took most of the punishment because of his head. He couldn't see that shit come down his eye. So that fight should have been stopped because of that. They should never went the distance.
Nah, they're supposed to stop that fight. Wait, that fight was
The
supposed to
fight
be
in the third round.
when they seen that boy start gushing like that, they were supposed to call that fight.
That fight, that
Cause
fight, that fight would have been over with.
they should have known the way that boy was bleed when they seen that boy bleeding all across his forehead like that and wiping at his face. The doctor was supposed to be a doctor and stop the
And
fight.
stop that fight. Say, hey, no, because of the fighters' health is more
Because
important.
it's impairing his
It affects his
ability to
vision.
fight.
Right, his
No,
ability.
it's impairing his ability to fight.
But
And
the doctor got his marching orders that this fight cannot be stopped.
And then
no,
there you have
no,
it. So
I understand that.
at the end of the day, we have to look at it like this. PBC is a business that functions in the sport of boxing. We don't have to agree with it. We don't have to like it, but that's what's going on.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what's going on. And like
But my thing is, I'm still waiting on Q to answer my question,
Hey,
Mr.
what
Brett.
question would that be?
hey,
Huh?
Mr. Golden, this what I want to say until Q get with you, man. The
Oh,
y'all not putting the accountability on the person that it should be on, man. And I'm tired of
that's his
this shit,
corner.
man.
That's his corner. That's his corner,
Hold
man.
on,
No, 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 no.
no, hold on, Mr. Golden. Let me
Hmm.
say, I'm talking about, I'm transitioning to Bud Crawford.
Okay, go ahead.
Y'all keep making like, and I'm addressing this, not really directed towards you. This is the directed towards Martin Luther King, aka Stephen Brimley.
Brimley,
And please,
for real.
Brimley, I'm gonna give you're gonna get your chance to respond. Please don't cut me off. Let me get my complete statement out, and then you can respond to it. So Terrence Crawford is in the position that he's in because he doesn't recognize how the business of boxing works, and he goes against the grain time and time again. And when you do that in life, when you go against the grain, you get cut. Shit is rough for you when you don't go how it's supposed to go. Terrence Crawford is allowed to make any decision that he wants, that he feels like is best for his career. That's cool. But when the shit don't work, we don't want to hear no fucking crying about it because it didn't go your way, because you feel like it should be like this. And you feel like it should be this way. The shit don't work like that, bro. We don't teach our kids shit like that type of mentality. But when it comes to boxing, that's a business, a sport. These guys' job, y'all act like that this shit is different from what it is. This is not the WWE where you can just get anybody in the ring and the losses and the wins really don't fucking count. This is not what that is. A loss can kill a career. And like what Al Money said earlier about Deontay Wilder, that him taking the rematch with Fury, that changed the outlook of how boxing will look at him for the rest of his life. And he's done because he took a second beating after he took the first one. So Stephen Brimley, just so you can get what you want and your bloodthirst, you want Earl Spence to jump right back in the ring with Terrence Crawford, the best fighter in the world, hands down. Ain't no debating there. Clear cut, no debating. Like my boy Io say, it's no debating that. So you want him to jump in there off of medical suspension, off an alleged cataract surgery, and jump right back in there, and the same shit happen again. And you want to fucking talk about sport and competition. You want to talk about sport and competition, but you just want to see Earl Spence take another one-sided ass whooping again. How do you justify that, Bram? Sport. You talking about sport and competitiveness. How can Earl Spence go back in there and that quick and do something different from what you seen July 29th, sir?
I'm glad you asked me that question. First thing is, he signed a contract with a rematch clause. I didn't. Two, once the fight was over, he waited to the very last minute to activate his rematch clause. He could have not activated the rematch clause, and then we would have been moving on at a much earlier time, which means Terrence Crawford possibly could have fought Boots because that all happened in the time frame before Errol Spence activated his rematch clause. Also, once that transpired, why would you wait 7 months for a cataract surgery? To me, I smell fish, and it ain't the big fish that I'm talking to. All right. So you wait 7 months to get cataract surgery. Then you go from not making excuses to making excuses. And then all of a sudden, there's no rematch. So at the end of the day, I wouldn't have cared to see the rematch because it was very thorough ass whooping. But that was what was in their agreement. So you can't get on me about expecting the rematch when that's what they signed up for. Does that answer your question?
The, no, it don't. You deflected the main part. See, this is what you do.
No, no,
This
no,
is
no. Just
exact. No,
tell me
no,
what
no.
it is.
Hold on,
No,
hold on.
just tell
You
me
stole.
what
No,
it is so I
no,
can
no,
answer it. Just
no,
tell me
no,
what it is so
no.
I can answer it.
Brimley,
Just tell me
Brimley,
what it is so I can answer it because I thought I answered the question in full.
when I get through speaking, you can answer it. Okay, thank you, sir. So again, you're deflecting accountability from Terrence Crawford. Everything is going to Earl Spence, Earl Spence, Earl Spence. It's always Earl Spence's fault. Earl Spence got out of the rematch, whether we like it or not, because of a medical issue. You can't argue that, Brimley, whether you like it or not. If you think it's bullshit or not, that's what happened. Happened. So that's what it is. So my point is that you know this guy is not on Terrence Crawford's level, but you want to see fucking blood, but you want to talk about sport. Like a sport is competition. That fight would be no fucking competition right now for Terrence Crawford, bro. You want to see another fucking cherry pick from Terrence Crawford.
Big Fish. I didn't sit here and say I
Yeah,
wanted to see the rematch.
open the
I
door.
said the fight was definitive. The fact is, he strung Terrence Crawford along. You want to talk about accountability? How about wasting 8 to 9 months of Terrence Crawford's time stringing him along for a rematch that you didn't have an intention to truly activate and truly
Hey,
see through?
okay, your boy Terrence Crawford wanted to fight again at 147. It was a debate whether it was going to be at 147 or 154. When Earl Spence came out and said the reason why he lost is because he had cataract. That's why I couldn't see them hooks and jabs. So Terrence Crawford then in turn got mad and said, which I understand, I would have been upset too because he felt like he was being discredited. I get it. Well, I'm gonna make your ass fight at 154 then. So there goes the difficulty with dealing with Terrence Crawford. So it's
That's a
just
lie.
best to just
That's a
just
lie, Big
move
Fish.
on.
That's a lie.
Go ahead.
The whole cataract stuff was way after the negotiation point of the weight. So how you going to take something that happened afterwards and try to put it before it? Don't do that, big fish.
No, I'm not. No, this happened. This okay. So give me the timeline. When did the cataract? When did the fight get called off? And when did the cataract come into play? Please refresh my memory.
The cataracts came into play early January. The fight was called off literally within 2 weeks after that.
No, what the fight called off last month? The fight just called off in February, end of
Yeah,
February,
but the
March.
cataract happened at the end, in the middle, end of January. It was only like a week or two after that
And
once that happened.
the fight just got called off in March.
So the fight was canceled due to the cataract. That's what you're telling me, Stephen Brimley,
What?
right?
No, Stephen Espinosa said due to his eye and other health issues. That's what he
So
stated.
so it's a medical issue. So what are we bitching for? Terrence Crawford moved on after that. Earl Spence magically healed and now said I want to fucking fight now. Well, so
You
what
answered
don't
my
you get
question.
about
You
that?
answered it for yourself. He
What
he magically appeared healthy
A
and
month
then
later,
uses
a month
PBC
later,
privilege, and then uses PBC privilege to slide up and go get the fight before the person that destroyed him. That's my true issue. That alone is that you should not, if you lose a fight, you should not be able to move in front of the person that you lost to get a title fight. I
so
have no problem with Errol Spence continuing his career. I thought Lubin would be an excellent fight to bring him back into the game and then rebuild him back up. I'm not against that. I'm not that guy. But to do what is happening right now is taking advantage of a situation in a very disingenuous position. And it's
I
trash.
have I
And
have a question.
you can't call yourself the truth anymore because that's not the truth. That's not how the truth would move.
I have a question. Not only is what happened to the number one contender of the WBC? Errol just gonna jump the line over the number one contender of the WBC, who's ranked number one behind the champion.
He just
hey,
fought.
hey, Mr.
Focus him.
Golden, we don't do lines, Mr. Golden. You don't know that by now?
Look,
It
hold on.
the rules don't apply to guys who are big stars. Some guys supersede the game. This happens in the NBA, NFL, any sports. Some guys get special rules. Lawrence Taylor don't have to come to practice. He just show up for games. Allen Iverson don't have to come to practice. He just shows up for games. Earl Spence don't have to show up for fucking practice. He just show up for the fucking fight. No tune up or nothing. Get a check, get his ass whooped, heal up, then come back and get another fucking fight again. You don't fucking get it, bro. The
But
motherfucker when
listen,
you pull up to your
but fish,
job, when hey, hold on, Mr. Golden. When
go
you
ahead.
pull up to your job, it's gonna be a motherfucker there with a Corvette, and then it's gonna be a motherfucker there with a Ford Escape. Life ain't fucking fair, Brimley.
No life
I'm
ain't
not
fair.
expecting it
But
to be fair.
I'm not
I'm not
saying
expecting.
I'll
Hold
just
on.
I'll just ask you a fucking question. But at the end of the day, he can jump his ass up in there and get the shit beat out of his ass. Want to be Superman? Don't want to take no tune up. Then what's gonna be to say so then? Oh, he been off a whole year. He wasn't making it clear yet. He wasn't ready yet. He
There'll
should
be
have took
more
a tune up.
excuses.
Like they
There'll
say
be
the same
more.
thing with Bud fight. He should have took a tune up before he fought Bud. He coming off. He takes so long. Come on, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want
There'll
to
Hey,
hear
be
that
more
shit.
bro.
excuses.
Hey,
It's
bro.
going to be more excuses, unfortunately.
Hey, so Brimley, let me get back to you. I'm sorry, Mr. Golden. So this it got diverted because Brim is good at deflecting. I
I'm
want
not
to go to
deflecting. What about
the
deflecting?
bit. Hold on. Let me finish. You get hey Brim. You get uninterrupted reply time. Just let me finish, bro. This what I go back to accountability. Terrence Crawford has sued Bob Arum, blaming him for not getting the job done. He re-signed with Top Rank when he shouldn't have re-signed with him. Then he did this BLK Prime deal. Blue sent that company to hell. Haven't heard from them again. Had a chance to sign a lucrative deal with Al Heyman, become the man, bump Earl Spence out the way. He chose to go independent because he listens to guys like Stephen Brimley on Twitter who gets giddy about him being his own boss. You heard Terrence Crawford get in there and pillow talk, talking about, oh, these guys not really their own boss. Al runs everything. Al tell them what to do. They don't get this and that. So he was feeling himself. He want to just run around like he this big boss, running around after it's too late, running around like a groupie, taking pictures with Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, Eminem, posting it on his Twitter. But if you deep dive into it, none of those guys post Terrence Crawford because they're not really his friends. That's just that's that boxer guy that's trying to come around and take pictures to impress his fucking fan base. So blame Bud, blame the right person. Give me one thing, Brim. I bet you can't give me one thing that you hold Terrence Crawford accountable for to why he beat Errol Spence Jr. viciously, a religious ass beating, beat him terribly, terribly. Been doing this whole press tour, Good Morning America, all of this and that, and he don't have a fight. He don't have nothing lined up, nothing, nothing. Explain that, Brimley, and don't blame the business of boxing because Terrence Crawford knows way more about the business of boxing than you, and he still can't figure it out.
Okay. First and foremost, that was funny as hell about the hate that you're showing about Terrence Crawford doing what you expected him to do, but that was hilarious. I give you that. All right, so Terrence Crawford is not blameless. I will not pretend that he is, but to sit here and say, "Oh, he should have signed. He signed with Top Rank. He should have signed." You guys got to stop being so disingenuous. When Terrence Crawford was at 135 and what 140, last time I checked, he fought three PBC fighters. Y'all doing revisionist history. There at no point in time during that time frame where it was Terrence Crawford wasn't going to be able to fight a PBC fighter. Now, where Terrence Crawford made a mistake, and I'll definitely say that re-signing with Top Rank did not bode well for him at the end of the day. Why? Because Bob Arum threw him under the bus, said he lost a whole bunch of money and all that, and then he turned around and sued him, and that lawsuit didn't go anywhere, and it ended up looking like it was basically frivolous. So again, at the end of the day, Terrence Crawford has his own flaws. But for us to sit here and say and to ignore that Floyd Money Mayweather said before Terrence Crawford took a Evanesian fight that the fight is not happening. Y'all don't want to take account of that because it doesn't fit the narrative that you want. And the fact that they offered him nothing guaranteed. That lets you know that they had no interest in really doing the fight. And why we say that? Because we have evidence. After the fight, Floyd Mayweather sat down with Floyd Fight Hype and said, "We didn't really want to do the fight. We didn't want to do the fight." Hence why they offered him a doo-doo ass deal, and y'all expect him to want to join on and work with PBC when they're treating him like a redheaded stepchild. So I guess we just about to eat the crow, be acquiesce, and just take whatever. Let's go to the Diddy party, right? I guess we got to go to the Diddy party, right?
Hey, please don't say that.
I'm not done.
No, don't bring up that guy, please. Thank you. Go ahead.
Please and thank you.
But the thing is, y'all want Terrence Crawford to accept getting raped like that. Y'all want him to
Oh
No,
accept
my
getting
God,
the raw
no,
deal.
Brim, come on, man.
All right,
no. They
y'all. Okay,
use
y'all want to
words.
accept
Can
him.
I
Okay,
comment for
so
a minute? Can I
no,
chime
no,
in
hold on.
for a minute?
Let me finish. Let me finish. Y'all want him to accept the raw deal that he was dealing with, and not stand up for himself as a fighter that we consider as one of the best in the world. And then once the fight does happen, and once Errol Spence actually, puts on his huggies and don't let them, railroad him into a Keith Thurman fight. Once the fight happens, he loses, he went out like a soldier in the ring. He didn't go out like no sucker, none of that. But the only thing I'll say about Terrence Crawford is this: I don't blame him for asking for 15 million for Tim Zoo, but knowing how PBC has treated you over the years, maybe he should have played the cards a little bit differently. Maybe he should have said, "I'll take
Oh
8
my
and
god.
I want to get the back end." Maybe just so he can be in the position that he need to be in. Because at the end of the day, he is getting the raw deal. So you got to try something different possibly to get over those hurdles. But at the end of the day, to say that these hurdles is business is bullcrap. I
And I can,
think that
Can I
Floyd
respond to
Mayweather does
that?
Hey,
not
hey,
want Floyd
Brim.
Mayweather does not want Terrence Bud Crawford to
Hey,
surpass him in the
calm
mind
down,
of
bro.
others
Let
that are
somebody else
probably
talk now.
Hey,
closer to
Goddamn,
Brim,
you
him.
cutting
Brim,
everybody off.
Brim,
Hold on,
Brim.
bro. Let me
Hey, Brim.
respond to that.
Time out, fellas, real quick. Hey, you got to keep your comments to about at least 2 minutes, Brim. If I had access to that cricket button right now, I would have hit that shit on you about 4 minutes ago, bro.
I
But
didn't talk that long. Don't
it's
lie
other
and tell
people
that
on the
like I
panel
talked
that
4 minutes
want
on
to
that.
go.
No, no,
Anybody else got something
maximum
to
two
say
and a half
about what
minutes.
Brim
Yes,
just
sir.
said?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Can y'all mind, can I chime in for a minute on something Brim said? Okay, let's go back to Bud. We signed with Bud. We signed with Top Rank. When he resigned, reconstructed his contract with Top Rank, he became the highest paid guaranteed fighter that is. Okay, and yes, he resigned with Top Rank, and I believe it was a good deal. As far as the lawsuit is still pending. He did not. A lot of people get it misconstrued by he signed because he couldn't fight. No, he signed. He sued Bob Aaron because Bob Aaron in his contract he's supposed to make $3 million per fight twice a year. And in 3 years that Bob Aaron had him there, he only fought once in every year in a 3 year. So Bob Aaron still owed him $369 million for a fight that he did not get. And the other million come from when he guaranteed him, when he signed that contract, Bob Aaron guaranteed this man that he can get the Spence fight. If he did not get the Spence fight, he would give him $900,000 extra. And when Bob Aaron said he lost so much money on Bud, that's Bob Aaron fault because he didn't probably promote the man, that he put the man fight on a fucking app. And he didn't say he didn't lose some money on Bud until Bud would not take a pay cut in the pandemic to fight Cal Brooks. That's when Bob came with that narrative about he lost so much money off of Bud. And Bud told him to his fucking face, if you losing so much money on me, let me add my contract right then and there. And Bob did not do it. So everybody need to come with that bullshit about that shit there with all that
Okay,
stuff.
can I
So,
respond to all that shit y'all just
go
said?
ahead.
Okay, now all that shit y'all just said, all just basically comes back to the point of what we've been saying all night long. One, you're in denial because at the end of the day, both of y'all keep saying it. Well, maybe if Bud did this or maybe if Bud did that. And when we talk about the business of Bud, y'all don't understand that the business of Bud, if you do bad business with Bob Arum and then you do bad business with Al Heyman, who you gonna do business with?
What bad business did he do with Bob? Nothing. What bad business he did
Okay,
with Al
then
Heyman?
what?
He
Okay,
didn't, he
who is
didn't
he
do no bad
fighting?
business with Al
No,
Heyman
no, 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 no,
because
no,
he
no,
took a fight.
no,
He stood
no,
up for
no.
what
See,
he
you
wants.
doing too much. You doing too much.
No, he
Who
stood
is
up
he
for what
fighting?
he wants.
Who is
If
he
he
fighting?
listen, if the man didn't stand for what he want, he
But
wouldn't
you're
have got
not
the fuck
answering
he
my
got.
question. Who is he fighting? Is he
Right
fighting
now,
a
he ain't
top
fighting
rank guy?
nobody.
Is he fighting a PBC guy?
Look, no people. Cause guess what? People, because they're scared of him. They're
See, you
scared of
say
him.
they scared of
No,
him,
they're
but
scared
did
of
he?
him. Mom,
Oh,
let's call
okay.
it.
They
Come on, let's
scared
call it
of
the
him.
fact. Let's call it the fact. They're scared of that
See,
man.
you
That's why
want to
the fuck.
call it a fact.
No, 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 no,
I
no, no,
feel like
no,
you're
no. Let's call
independent.
it fact.
I
Let's
own a
call it.
business. I want to
Then that's not
sign
a
you to
business.
a contract.
Listen, Mom, let me tell you something.
Hold
Okay,
on, you're
let's
not
cut the
listening. No,
bullshit.
no, no. Hold on,
No,
hold on,
I'm
hold
Hey,
on.
listening
Let
to
one
me.
at a
you.
No,
No,
time,
no, no.
no,
fellas.
You're
Hey,
not
man.
listening,
Hey, y'all got the flow. Y'all let each other
bro.
talk. Y'all
You
go
you
one at
go
a
ahead,
cutting
time.
me off, fool. You
go
cutting
ahead,
me off,
go
bro.
ahead,
Now
go ahead.
you say it's not good. No, no, no. But dig this. I own a business. I'm the owner of a business.
Mm-hmm,
Me and you have already previously talked about doing business. You
mm-hmm,
go off and get out and get to telling everybody about what me and you talked about. We
mm-hmm.
gonna go do the business. Now, how many more times you think I'm gonna do business with you after you done pillow talk what the hell we can talk about?
Nothing.
Now you see
Nine,
where we at. Now you
nine,
see where we at.
nine. Now let me
Respond to that
bring
too.
something to you. Let
I'm
me bring
so
something. Let
glad you
let
finally
hold on.
understand. I
Let me
know you're
bring
gonna be
something
in
to you.
denial.
Hold on. No, 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 no. Let me bring something to you. We in business. I got a business. Me and you talking. You
Mhm.
know your fucking worth. You know what your craft is. You know your shit down pat. You're not
Okay.
gonna sit up here. You're not gonna sit up here and let me lowball you like a motherfucker and offer you any kind of shit. If you
Okay.
know you
Go
are worth so
somewhere
much money,
else.
no, answer my question. No, no, right. And that's what the fuck he
Okay.
did. He went to, for
Okay,
that
go
for that
somewhere else.
David Ebenezer fight. He got $10 million for that fight, and that fight
Hold
opened
on.
doors for him to
Now,
get more money.
look, hear me out. Hear me out. Now that you understand, you are in denial. You do understand what to do.
I'm not in denial.
Just go
I'm just showing
somewhere
you how it work.
else.
I'll show you how it work on both ends because
And he
at the
didn't
end
get
of the day,
10.
and
And he
look,
didn't
listen,
get 10.
you did get 10.
He did
But at
not.
the
It
end
was
of the day,
confirmed yesterday that he only got 5.
that's a lie. Stop, Big Mark. Stop that bullshit, Big
What?
Mark. Stop. Stop, Big Mark.
What?
Mark, stop.
WCS
Just stop.
said it yesterday. I didn't
That shit
say
was
it.
pulling your ass, man. That shit was
Oh,
bullshit.
okay.
Everybody, you can look it up and tell you how much
Okay.
that man got. And at the end of the
Okay,
day,
he
Big
got
Mark,
10.
Big Mark, at the end of the day, that's why they froze this man and blackballed this fucking man.
Okay.
That's why they
Bad
did it. And
business.
that's what, listen, ain't no bad business. That's why Earl got the ass whooping. Listen, that's why Earl, let's keep it a buck. That's why Earl got the ass
Oh
whooping
my
that he got
God.
because of civil fate, the way they treated that man. Everything, that man took
Okay.
everything.
You,
He took
you s-
all the
can I
disrespect
respond
from
to
the
that?
fans, from everybody,
See,
and the same thing
you
gonna
just
happen at
adding sugar
154.
to it. Okay, you said what you said. Are you done adding seasoning? Okay, look. Okay, now look. All that sounds great, but me and you both have confirmed that he's done not so good business deals with both of two heads of two different businesses. And
I never
he's
did
not a
confirm it. No, I
hold
did
on,
not.
let me. Okay, so you didn't just say he sued Bob Arum?
I say he's sued Bob Aaron. The reason why he's suing
That's
Bob
a
Aaron.
yes or no
Hold on.
question.
Oh yes. And I
Why
said
are
the
you
reason why he's
that's not what I
no no
oh
no
my
no
God.
no
See what
no
I'm
no
talking
no
about?
no no no. Let me explain it to you again. The reason why I say he's
Oh,
suing
either
Bob
he
Aaron.
sued him or he didn't, bro.
He's
Either he's
suing Bob
suing
Aaron.
him or he's
He's
not.
suing hold on. Why is he suing Bob Aaron? Why is he suing Bob Aaron?
Okay.
Tell me
I'll
why
just
he's
ask
suing
the
Bob
question.
Aaron.
Either he is. Well, this isn't your
No.
time to ask questions. You already
No no no
did
no
that. I'm
Big Bob.
asking you a question.
Hey,
Okay, and
Goldilocks.
I'm answering your question, and I'm telling
That
you
question is
once
a yes or
again.
no.
No, the
Hey,
question is
Goldilocks.
the answer to the question is he is suing Bob
Yes.
Aaron for money that he is owed.
Oh
He
my
not suing
God.
Bob Aaron for no bullshit. He's suing Bob
Okay.
Aaron for money that he is owed. The same reason
Okay.
why Boost just tried to sue them other folks for money that he
Bro,
did not get for fight.
why are you talking
Hey,
about
go.
stuff that don't matter?
It does
Hey,
matter.
go.
It
Hey,
does
Okay,
matter.
look.
Goldilocks.
It does
This is
matter.
what I'm
Goldilocks.
saying. This is what I'm
Goldilocks.
saying, Golden.
Huh?
Goldilocks. Check this out. Check this out. Big
Hold on.
Mark.
Wait,
Big
wait,
Mark.
bro.
Hold on.
Wait. I
No,
know
no,
what I'm
no. Hey,
saying.
hey, who is that?
This Al. I was just gonna ask something to
Hold
Oh,
Big
on.
my
Mark.
I
bad,
got it.
Al. My bad, Al. I
I
ain't
got it
recognize
out.
your voice, Al. My
I didn't
bad.
recognize the boss either.
I got it out. It's cool. It's cool. My
I just
point
want
in
to take me
being is
back
just
off the roof
hold
corners. My
on.
bad.
Let me
I was
get
just
this
saying my
out,
bad,
bro.
bro. I was saying
It's
my
good.
bad, bro.
It's
Yeah, my
good.
bad.
You just said he sued Al. Well, no matter how you, I mean, he sued Bob. No matter how you said it, and I said he pillow talked against Al. No matter how you want to look at it, those are two shady situations of doing business with two major owners of the four major companies. That
Now let me
is
ask you a
shaky.
question.
No, you're not.
Go
Hey,
That's
ahead.
who?
shaky. Let me finish.
Hey, hold
That
on,
is
fellas. Hey,
shaky
hold on, fellas.
business.
Time out, Big Mark. Hey, whoever this is, Justin, you got to show yourself on camera before I add you on, man. If not, I'm gonna kick you out. Go ahead, y'all.
Bro, no matter how we look at it, it's only four major companies in boxing. With
All
two of
right,
them,
I
you're
see you,
doing
Justin.
bad business. That's 50% bad business,
Hold
bro.
on, can I please intercede for 1 second? Because you gotta stop saying bad business. The bad business is all the promotional companies.
Who's talking to you?
Hey, hold on, Brim, hold on.
Damn,
Al Money
Congress.
is Al Money ahead of the line. Let them finish. Hey, y'all got 1 more minute, fellas.
Now, let me be
Make
like
a
Okay,
Errol
statement.
Spence.
that's
Hey,
cool.
hey, hold
No
on, hold
matter
on,
how,
hold on,
no
hold
Hold on,
matter
on.
bro.
how
Big
we
Hold on,
Mark,
bro.
make
want
your statement, then reply, Gold. Then we going out to Justin
Okay.
Fury after that.
to, that's a bit. All
All
I'm
right.
saying is, at the end of the day, no matter how y'all want to look at it, that's considered bad business when the business that we do hit the streets. The streets shouldn't know about our business except for what I paid you. When you start talking about extra stuff, you doing too much. That creates bad business. But y'all don't want to talk about that. Y'all want to say people scared. Y'all are taking accountability away from the man
who's supposed to be held accountable, seeing that he's an independent person. He's not signed to nobody, so he's in charge. He's at fault. And I'm done.
Hey,
Nine.
we go. Hey, go ahead, Mr. Golden. Do a quick
Nine.
reply, then we go out
I'm
to you.
going to do a quick reply. For
All right.
one, Big Mark, me and you sign a contract. I guarantee you X amount of dollars. Okay? Sign, seal, and deliver. If I do not hold up my end of the bargain of paying you your money, what are you going to do? Are you going to take me to court or are you going to let me keep your millions?
I'm gonna sue you.
That's the
That
same
doesn't
thing
mean
saying,
that's good
hold,
business.
hold, hold on, hold on, hold on. It's not bad business on your part. It's bad business on my part because I did not pay you. I did not uphold my end of the deal. You uphold your end of the deal. So you have a right to sue me for your money. That's the exact same thing Terrence Crawford did. So that is not bad business.
I appreciate you, Mr. Golden. We go. Hey, Al Money, get what was you about to say, Al Money, before we go out to the next guest?
I was just gonna piggyback off what Big Mark was saying. I was gonna ask Golden, like, okay, the business done hit the stalemate at the end of the road. You done took your business elsewhere, like he said. So now, where you, Bud Crawford? Where are you taking your business now? What are you gonna do?
I see you, Joseph.
Okay. When he took that fight with BLK Prime,
No, 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 no,
you,
no, 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 Golden. I'm asking you. We already done hit the bump in the road.
right, right. Okay.
What are we
He
gonna?
got, he got, he got.
You already done took your business elsewhere.
Mhm.
So we don't, let's not go back. We let's move forward. You, Bud, right now. What are you gonna do moving forward right now?
Right now, I think he got other options. He can go to other. He can go overseas. I've been saying that for the longest. He can go overseas and make his money. They,
Go
they would take
overseas.
him.
It's really
They would take him.
overseas.
He can go to England. He can go anywhere else. I guarantee you, somebody will put him up. They will put them up to see him fight.
Hey,
So
hey,
he
hey,
have
All right.
choices. He
hey,
have
Al
choices.
Money,
He might
Al
not have.
Money and Golden, Al Money and
Yeah.
Golden. I'm sorry to cut y'all off. We
Oh yeah,
we
yeah, that's
gonna
cool.
get y'all back in the ring. We got some new guests coming in. We gonna get them going.
Yeah, I need to step out of the room and have fun. Put myself on mute. I'll be back.
Okay, that's a bit. Appreciate you, Golden. All right, next up we got my man Justin Cherry. Man, what's going on, man?
Hey,
What you
what's
think
going
about
on,
the topic
panel?
tonight?
Oh man, there's so much to talk about tonight. I just love hearing you guys' talk on this stuff, and I just want to bring up a couple points here. Um, it's really obvious that somebody took the time to read that lawsuit with Top Rank, and somebody didn't read the lawsuit with Top Rank. So when you're going to talk about Terrence Crawford, who he's suing, that's bad that he's doing that, et cetera, et cetera. You don't even like. It's obvious you didn't even read the lawsuit, so he doesn't even know what he's talking about there, right? And he laid it out very eloquently as to the points as to why he's getting sued because he didn't hold up his bargain with getting multiple fights per year, and he's trying to shortchange him on stuff. So that's all justified, at least in my eyes, because I read the lawsuit as well. Number two, you'll want to talk about the business and say Terrence Crawford is basically doing bad business, right? I just want to break this down as simple as I can.
I
The
said that.
purpose of a business is to make money and turn a profit. Terrence Crawford is his own business. And if you break it down to that simple, just like that, which is universal, right, from any industry. And I know there's two sides of it. There's the PBC side and there's the Crawford side. So I acknowledge that. But you look how much this dude's been making as the top welterweight fighter, given everybody he fights their career high payday, the money he's made since 2017, 2018, you can't say that he's doing bad business, especially when you are comparing that to like an Earl Spence or any of the other PBC fighters who are not making nearly as much as Bud Crawford. So from that perspective, he's doing really good for business. You can't argue that because he is his own business. He's a free agent. He's his own business. Where does he go from here? The dude's the top boxer in the world. He's got options. Whether you think he has options or not, he has options as to where he wants to go from here. Now, PBC already have a history of stonewalling him for the past 5+ years. Do I think that they're going to put up the money to give him another fight? Maybe. I don't know. Right? But at the end of the day, he's walking his own path. He's been walking his own path. And maybe you call that against the grain, but if he's walking against the grain making that kind of money and all these other guys under the PBC umbrella are taking low guarantees and probably making nothing off the back end because they don't hit the pay-per-view sales that they need to, then I call that good business. It's just what Io said it very eloquently yesterday when he quoted the Bible. He said, the person who is the lowest ends up being the person on top. And that's where he's been his whole career. So whether you think he does bad business or not, he is his own business and the numbers don't lie. And I know what you're going to say. You can come back and say, well, where are the numbers at? Where are the numbers at? Just like you did the other night. But then I'm looking at the same numbers that you're looking at. So that's all we have to go off of. Unless you're a shareholder of this company, you get to see their financial statements, which we aren't. So if you look at what's out there, he's doing very, very, very good business. Whether it fits the boxing realm or PBC's narrative or what they want to do, it probably doesn't, but at the end of the day, he's doing very good for himself. And that's the point I want to bring up. And we'll see what happens. There's going to be a lot
Can I
to shake
respond to
out.
that?
No, hold
Yeah,
on,
go
hold on,
ahead. Go
fella.
ahead.
Hold on,
Go ahead.
hold on, hold on. Go ahead, Justin.
I was going to say there's going to be a lot to shake out in the next week as to whether, because I know we talked the other night and pretty much it was consistent through the panel that everybody thought that Spence is going to be next in line for that fight, right? And I was pushing back saying that's not necessarily true because there's got to be a lot to happen. Mainly, Fedor and his camp have to drop that WBO belt in order for that Spence fight to be made. And I'm just not sure that's going to happen. And whether you like it or not, Terrence Crawford has a lot of pull. He does have a lot of pull, especially after the July 29th train wreck he put Errol Spence on. He's on another level now. And I'm not saying he's on a Canelo level, but he's certainly on a level above every PBC guy out there from 47 to 54. So go ahead and respond if you'd like.
Okay,
Yeah,
fellas,
let
hold
me
on.
get a hold of
Oh no,
that.
we not on open panel yet. First, fellas, we got one more guest that got to come up. But I have a couple of questions for you and a couple of statements for you, Justin. First, when we're talking about the lawsuit, I did. You're right. I did. I don't know if you were speaking about me, but I didn't read the lawsuit. But I know when lawsuits happen, I know that something bad happen. It's not good. Something more than likely, some type of dispute, some type of issue happen. So when you're in business and it's the business of boxing, where it's a small knit group that knows everything about everybody, when you sue someone, that's gonna put a reputation out there for you, whether you are right or wrong about the lawsuit. So if you sue someone, you're gonna have to deal with consequences of that. So sometimes you just have to eat a loss instead of burning a bridge. He burnt a bridge and it still hasn't been settled. Can you tell? And I'm going to ask you a question after I get through making my statement real quick. And then furthermore, when you say you always do relative uh, comparisons, Justin. So you always take the worst comparison that you can make. Of course, Terrence Crawford is going to make a person that just had a $50,000 purse, the highest paid fighter, the highest purse he's ever had, because he's never had a fucking uh, good purse. So that's just a talking point that all of y'all use that absolutely means nothing. If Terrence Crawford had this type of value, Canelo would be fighting him. And you want to talk about this? My last thing before I pass the mic. You want to talk about how he makes all this money compared to the welterweights? That's the low hanging fruit. Compare him to the since this is the first pound for pound fighter, as great as he is, that's making the salary that he's making, or the purses that he's making. He's not on any kind of level of De La Hoya, Mayweather, Canelo, Fury, Joshua. Like these are the modern fighters. Like it's no comparison. And to be a businessman, you have to be able to forecast what's going to happen and see patterns. He never seen a pattern, Justin. He doesn't have a fight right now. He doesn't have a promotional company. He doesn't have anyone to work with. That's why we say the business is bad. And you,
Understood. Are you gonna let me? Can I respond?
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Regards to the lawsuit, I get you on that. I feel you on that because if he's gonna throw up a lawsuit in this tight knit industry, there is gonna be some sort of, whether good or bad, a repercussion to that. So I get what you're saying there. Completely makes sense. But if he's owed money, he's gonna get that money. He's gonna try to get that money, and
You
that's
know what I
exactly
would have
what.
did, Justin, with that? I would have
Probably
waited
try
to
to
the
negotiate it.
no, no. I would have waited to the last minute for the statute of limitations. By that time, my boxing career would have been over. Then I would have hit his ass with the lawsuit. That's what he should have done, in my opinion. But I'm gonna pass the mic and we go get back to that because we got a guy patiently waiting. Joseph, Joseph Waters, what's going on, boss? Welcome to the Year I Said It podcast. How you doing, boss? Joseph, you there?
No,
Uh,
I'm
uh,
back. I'm back.
hold on, Mr. Golden. Joseph, are you there? Unmute your mic. All right, go ahead, fellas. This open panel. Go ahead, Golden. What
Hey,
you got to say, man?
uh, 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 um,
Okay.
now, Mr. Big Picture, your last end of what you just said. Bud didn't file a lawsuit till after his contract was over with Bob Aaron. So he don't have to wait till the statute of limitation. Once that contract was over with Bob Aaron, he's free to file a lawsuit.
But
Okay.
when that's not what we saying.
No, no,
What
no,
we
no. Big
saying,
Fish, hold on. Big Fish just said he should have waited till his career just about over to file a lawsuit.
yeah, he
No, he
should
was no, he
have.
was saying
No,
he was
he
saying
didn't
he
have
was
to wait till the
saying
statute
you
of
should.
limitation. He didn't have to wait till the
Yeah,
statute of limitation. Don't wait till the last minute. You go ahead on and put it in motion now. See, that's why
Okay, but now look at
a
the
lot of people thinking
repercussion of it.
no. A lot of people thinking that the lawsuit is dead. The lawsuit is still pending.
Okay.
It's
This
in
is what
federal
this is
court.
hold on, look. I think this is
I
what you
mean, state
missing
court.
about what we saying about that lawsuit. Bud may be in the total right. And if what you say is, I didn't read the lawsuit. So if what you say is correct, I believe him that he's owed the money. But at this
Mhm.
point in his career, that was not a smart move to do, considering that you want to be independent. This
Now,
he
this this
he was
hold
saying
on.
that.
conglomerate,
Yeah,
let me finish. This conglomerate of owners is too close knit. Whether people want to admit it or not, they are too close knit for you to sue one and think you can do business with the other one.
Now,
yeah. He's basically saying that
hold
he
on.
should have
Hold on.
waited.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna ask you a
Yeah,
question. What did Boots just do?
And I'm gonna answer it with this: Who is Boots fighting?
No. What did Boots just do? What
Didn't he
did
just
Boots
sue
just do?
somebody?
The same identical thing
Okay,
because they
now
owe him
listen
money.
to.
Hold on, hold on. For the same identical thing, they
Oh
owe
my
him
God.
money. They owe him money. So he sued them for the money that he is owed.
Okay, nobody's saying nothing wrong with that, bro.
Okay.
Nobody has said
But
anything
but,
is wrong
but
with that.
Everybody
We
saying
saying that
everybody throwing that shit talking
you're
about
not listening.
Bud to the promoter.
Okay, but listen to my response. For this time in your career, to
Mm-hmm.
sue one of the major heads of boxing and try to go independent is not smart.
yeah.
We're
So simply
looking
put,
at what's happening.
Listen, he
he
was
could have
getting
he could have waited longer. He could have waited longer till his career before he burnt that bridge. Is what he was saying. Can I address that
Thank
other point?
you.
I'm
Can I
I'm
can I,
saying what
can
you
I
saying
address?
about that.
Let
But
Justin
there,
go, Golden. Let
go ahead,
Justin
Justin.
go.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Can I just address that other point because you didn't let me address this point too? You said that I keep up bringing the comparative argument, and you compared it to one guy, David Avanesian, but it's David Avanesian, it's Earl Spence, it's Sean Porter, it's Benavides. You keep naming them, Jeff Horn. They've all had their biggest payday with Terrence Crawford. So it's not like I'm bringing up the last person, Avanesian, who went from 50 to 600,000. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm just bringing that up to make a point.
I,
You
I,
look at all his welterweight fights; he's given everybody their biggest payday.
Justin, you know
Can I
what? I
rebut
I
that?
I give you that one, but y'all exaggerate that talking point. That's an exact like you're make it turns into a tall tale like a Paul Bunyan type of tale the way y'all pitch that. Like Terrence Crawford is this guy that just gets everybody their big payday.
But he
So
did
so
though.
so hold on. So the irony of that is he can't the way that people love money, bro. You can't convince me that everybody is running away from him because it's just simply because they're scared. It's not just because they're scared, it's because he's has a proven track record of not being a sellable guy. Bob Arum, the reason why he made all of that money that y'all talking about is because Bob Arum confessed that he overpaid the guy and he lost money on it.
Not fish. Let's stop. Let's do this in here. Bob
Hey,
Aaron.
hold on, time out. We got a guest on. Let me get, I'm
Okay, go
sorry,
ahead.
Golden. Hey, Joseph Wallace, are you there, man?
What's
Joseph
up? Can y'all
Wallace.
hear me?
Yeah, go
Okay,
ahead,
okay,
boss.
now,
What's
okay,
up
he
with you,
back now.
fellas?
Yeah, what's
Hey,
up, man? Welcome to the Year I Said It podcast, man. What's
man,
going on, boss?
it's been a century trying to get here, bro. It's been a century, man. I see you've been holding it down for a long time.
Hey,
And
that's my brother, bro. I cannot take credit for what I did not do. That's E Thriller, the Black Picasso, aka Go Thriller. He allowed us to have a party tonight. And we are celebrating that Errol Spence is about to become a two-division world champion and automatic Hall of Famer. So I'm General Big Fish, boss. It's nice to meet you, man.
It's
Go
his
ahead,
hey,
go ahead and cook,
hey,
birthday.
man.
the goat, man. We need to find him a goat trophy and everything for everything he's accomplished in this boxing realm. So first and foremost, like I'm not going to state who fan I am of or whatever the case. But I do like to speak to the Spence. I have a certain amount of questions that to ask that I want responses to. So basically, the first question is at this 154 division, who holds the most belts at this 154 division?
Hey, so this what I'm gonna do, man. You want to talk to an Earl Spence fan, right? I'm gonna
Okay.
direct. I'm gonna let you and Big Mark go one on one, man. So Big
Big
Mark,
Mark, what's up,
any
baby?
any
What's up,
question
man?
he got, go ahead and give it to him, Big Mark.
Who
Man,
holds the most
I'm trying to
belts at
figure that out. Who holds
154?
the
That's
belts at
Fondura.
154?
He
Fondura.
not talking to you. You're not an aerosexual.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure it out. Like we like my whole thing behind this is making logic out of this whole boxing situation.
Okay, go ahead.
Who holds the belts?
I believe at 154 is Fondura holds the most.
So we're going to just take away the belts from Jamel.
Jamel don't have but one belt.
He
So he
only has
ain't got that. He's champion in recess. So he
okay.
really don't have his belt.
So
Hey,
he
Yeah.
Mr.
has
Golden,
what?
you not no damn Earl sexual, man. Come on, this is
Oh, I
Yeah,
my
forgot.
thank you,
Okay,
first
brother.
time.
okay,
This is
okay.
let him have the floor, man. He
No,
Yeah.
called out a Earl sexual. Let him have his moment, Mr.
Yeah, let
Golden.
me have my
no.
moment, bro.
Go
Anybody
ahead.
can answer this. Hey, let me be clear. Let me make this disclaimer. Anybody can have this conversation as long as they
No, no,
know.
no, no. I'm taking this one, brother.
Go ahead, Big Mark.
Yeah,
Okay.
this me.
I'm gonna mute my phone back.
I appreciate it, but
Yeah,
listen, I just want to know who has the belts because I thought Jamel
it's
had the other
Fondura.
two.
Nah, no, look, right now,
Uh-huh.
Charlo got legal shit he dealing with. He out the way.
Okay,
Fondura is the active champion that we just called out. He has two of the four belts.
two of the four.
Yeah,
So where the other two at?
I believe
It,
Charlo has them.
Okay.
Charlo has the ring belt. The IBF is vacated, and Israel has the WBA.
Mm. So
Thank
So
you.
wouldn't it
Charlo
make
don't have no belts.
Earl
Charlo
to
don't have
fight?
no belts.
And Fondura has two. So there you have it.
Yep.
So wouldn't it make sense for Earl to fight Jamel for the other belt? I mean,
Nope.
this is why I say that Earl ain't under
IBF is vacant.
Earl ain't under Derek James anymore, baby.
So
Earl ain't under Derek James anymore.
yeah, I mean, bro, you didn't hear Earl say if Mel was his friend, he'd fight him.
Hey, so at the end of the day, that spot belongs to Charlo. Why is Errol stepping in the ring and saying, "Hey, Fandora, I fight you
Because
next"?
Charlo is in jail.
Hey, I like that Black Picasso, Earl Spence impersonation, man. I see you been watching the show, man. Shout out to Go Thriller and things
I've
like
been telling you,
that,
bro.
And
I've
that.
and things
been
like
telling you
that.
because I've been doing it before him. I promise you, I've been telling you. I've been out to Houston. I was out Houston. My boy was doing DoorDash and delivered to Jamel and Jamal's mom on some stuff where they was arguing with before everything went down, before the wife was doing X, Y, Z. But that's another conversation. But
Right.
understand this: when it comes to those belts, like, come on, why you jumping in there? Because mind you, if Tim Zoo ain't get busted open, he would have been hollering at Tim Zoo about X, Y,
It'd have
Z.
been the same thing.
Exactly, exactly. Those five
And
days,
we still be here having this same show.
and I would have been saying the same stuff. It don't
So,
change my conversation. You feel me?
right. I
So
mean, it doesn't matter the person. We're
you're
here because the biggest is the biggest, brother. And I don't know if I don't know. You didn't say who you are a fan of,
right.
so
I left
I
that
don't
out
know
there.
who you are a fan of. All I can say is the biggest in 147 and now in 154.
Who
We're
and who
about to
that?
go up
Who
here.
who would be the biggest?
The biggest. What you mean?
Like when you said the biggest is the biggest, like who would be the biggest? It would be Crawford, right? I'm gonna answer that for you. It would be Crawford. It wouldn't be no Spence. Spence, take the back seat, baby.
No, 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 no. See, Bud didn't do, and I'm a. This is clearly speculation on my part.
Okay.
Bud didn't do proper business when he had the opportunity to, and this is the repercussion for him not doing proper things behind the scenes, business wise. Because when you look at Bud Crawford,
So what I'm taking from
hold on,
that
let me
is
finish.
Bud
Let me
didn't
finish.
holler
Let me
at
finish.
a
I can't
PBC.
finish.
I
I
mean,
can't
I thought
finish.
I mean, I'm just trying to get clarity of what you just said because Bud didn't holler or sign his life away to PBC to be a PBC fighter to where it's not big business.
That's not what I said. I
I'm
didn't
just
say he
trying.
wasn't doing big business. I said he didn't do good business. And in turns, I don't know what the behind the scenes are. I don't know how you got to deal with Al. And I'm pretty sure you don't either. I don't know how to deal with Bob. I'm pretty sure you don't either. Or Oscar or Eddie. Those are the only four promoters. And all we know, in
Mhm.
actual factual, is that the man has pillow talked on one and soothed the other one. Where are
Yeah,
you going to do good business from here forth?
I don't think that was his question though.
I'm
I don't
not,
think he was talking about who's doing good business.
And
but
that
he asked me about the business, so now
No,
that's
he
my
said he
response to
basically
the
said is
business.
who's the man at 154? Who is it? Or 154? Who's the man in the
Right now,
division?
the man at 154 is Fondora. He's the one with the most belts.
okay, Fundora, right? Hmm.
Fondora.
Well, who would be second?
Who's his mandatory?
Yeah, I think Fondora was the Kelly. Kelly.
John Kelly, or yeah,
It,
yeah,
whatever the Kelly kid is. That's who Bud gonna end up fighting for the vacant WBO here in a minute.
the WBO. The WBO belongs to Fundora, which means
Yeah,
Bud is
and
fight
he's
should be
And
fight.
he's saying he's going to drop it. That's what you think. He's going to
that's
drop it,
what the
right?
common, and this is clearly speculation on my part, but considering that Fondor is signed to the PBC, he is probably going to drop the WBO and fight
So
Spence.
so basically, it's a PBC party that don't
Yeah,
send invites out to the ones who stand on their own. And when you
no,
don't
it's
stand
not
on your own,
necessarily stand on your own. I mean, we do have to remember. I'm not saying that Terrence Crawford isn't good at business, but
you
I'm
did.
saying this. Hear me out. If me and you are doing business and something goes wrong in the midst of our negotiations, if you go talk about our business, I will never do business with you again. Does that make sense?
That does. But where did he do that at? He was his
You
own
don't
man.
remember Bud
He
Crawford
had his
having a
own.
30? Hold on, I'm answering you. You don't remember the 30-minute Instagram live where he talked about the whole conversation with him and Al and him and Earl and how they was trying to get him to take this and take that, and he didn't want to take this. I don't remember the
Yes,
particulars, but
yes,
he went into very good detail. You
yes,
don't remember
sir.
that?
Sir. Yes, sir. I remember that, and
That
I
is
remember after
pillow
that, the
talking.
fight happened.
I understand that because the fight happened because Earl wanted it to happen and he forced it. Earl forced it.
He was backed
Now,
into a
going forward, who runs PBC, Al or
Al
Earl?
Heyman. Al Heyman.
Okay, who did you pillow talk on, Al or Earl?
Floyd Mayweather.
Both of them.
Okay,
Al
both of
Heyman
them. You
don't
can
run
say,
When
nothing.
you say pillow talk, he really didn't
well,
pillow
you
talk because he let the world know, hey, this is what it is. This is what I went to go
right
through.
now. You talking about
Every
my business. When we finish with this deal, I'll never work with you again.
okay.
Does that? I mean, I just want you to understand. This is just business. I'm not talking about the sport. I'm talking about as far as business goes. As long as you understand that, I think you understand what is happening to Bud right now.
He's being blackballed, is what you're saying. And
Exactly. And I'm not
Exactly
saying
right.
it's right. I'm definitely not saying it's right because who deserves the fight with Fondor is Bud Crawford.
okay.
But
Well,
because you were pillow talking business and you sued fucking Bob Arum, it's making it hard for you to get business with PBC and Top Rank. The
well,
only people who want to work with you right now are Golden Boy.
and that's fine. Because we would still watch the
Take it.
Golden Boy, uh Platinum Boy. It don't matter. It don't matter. We would still want to watch that fight because that is the biggest fight to be made. Not no Spence and Fundora. Not
Not
no
according to the PBC.
record.
So you got to remember that. Like you got to
Hey,
remember the PBC has control of all of those belts. So whatever they want to happen is going to happen, brother.
so did you
And
see even Espinoza last post or last interview? He of Bud. He spoke very highly of Bud to where Bud wouldn't have no
I'm
problem
not, bro.
reaching out to
You
Steve.
must not have heard what I said. I am clearly on speculation when I am saying that Bud is doing bad business. I'm just knowing as a business owner, I'm looking at what's happening, and this is a blackball, brother.
It is, but that
This is
is
a
the
blackball.
dirt operation.
Hey, Joseph. Hey,
Yes, sir.
man, we appreciate the conversation. I'm gonna let y'all get back into it in just a second. Hold up, Big Mark. I
Okay.
Right
want to
on.
hit this super chat up, man. We
Yes, sir.
Mioli, we appreciate this super chat, man. He say, I bet Earl won't get that WBO belt, and I think if Fedor is going to watch this, Bud gave the blueprint.
Mm.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
Hey, but what I say to that, homie, Fandora cannot execute that damn plan like Bud Crawford. So we ain't got to worry about that. And
Swear been.
before we get back to cooking, man, I want to let y'all know, man, that it is E Thriller, the Black Picasso's birthday today, man. It's a goat's birthday today, man.
Happy
So
born
Already.
day.
that's one of the reasons why y'all don't see him lurking around right now, man. So if y'all could put some threes in the chat and wish him a happy birthday, man. And he would appreciate that very much, man. So shout out to you, Go Thriller. I know you sitting back sipping on a margarita or something like that, man, enjoying the show, hopefully, man. But shout out to you, Go Thriller, man. We appreciate you giving us this platform to tell people how it really is tonight. We trying to counsel this young man right here, Joseph, man. What we telling you, right? What Big Mark trying to tell you, Joseph, man. It
Uh-huh.
ain't like how everything ain't like how you always want it to be, man. You got to deal with how reality is. I don't know if you know who Stephen Brimley is, but that's a guy who lives in fairyland. He wants this perfect world where the best get, you know, rewarded. Terrence Crawford should be rewarded for his efforts, bro. But like we're trying to say, it's got to be something to it other than him just being the biggest, baddest wolf on the block.
Hmm.
So what you can't just think that everybody is unwilling to take their biggest payday that they're ever going to get in their life. According to Justin, you're turning down the biggest payday of your life. Earl Spence turning down a rematch to get a big, huge payday. Why is that, brother? Is it all fear, or is it partly something to do with character, business? Is it something to do with that?
Well, is Errol Spence 100% healthy?
See, you can't ask me a question that you know I don't know the answer to. I can only assume he looked healthy in the ring. Last night it looked like he just came from Whataburger or McDonald's or Pizza Hut or something. You know what I'm saying? He looked pretty healthy to me.
Uh,
Why
So
won't
I
he run
can't.
that
I
rematch back?
see. This is what we're trying to tell y'all tonight, man. It's about business. It's not about the sport of you. It's not a tournament. It's not a tournament set up. It's not a schedule set up. Earl Smith changed his mind due to health reasons or whatever reason you want to make up. I don't know, but he changed his mind. It's not there. We can't talk about what Earl Smith should do. He said, "Fuck what he should do." He's taking Sebastian Fundora at 154 for what they call a huge payday. A huge payday. So you got to deal with that, Joseph.
That's
You
true.
got to. That's
Hey,
reality.
I'm not knocking it. I'm just asking questions, and hopefully,
Yeah,
I
no, no, and I'm just having a conversation with you. So, Joseph.
understand this. I came
So,
to the best spot, the best podcast with the best answer.
yeah, he said it. Yeah, I said it. That's the podcast.
That's
Appreciate you,
it.
boss. So I got a question for you, man. I don't know if you heard this list of opponents that we made out that's all been scratched off for whatever reason. Most of it is because Bud wants 25 to $50 million to fight
Mm,
each one of these guys. So I'm gonna roll off a bunch of names, and you say stop when that interests you. If you want to see Terrence Crawford fight that guy, okay? You want to do
okay.
that for me real quick?
At 154, right? Is it at
Yeah, we're
154?
gonna say 154,
I don't
147.
want to hear boots. I just left the gym with boots. I don't
One
want to
one
hear one. I don't want to hear 147 shit. I just
Okay,
left
so
the
let me
gym.
cry. Okay, I'm about to scratch out half the names on the list. Then see how this works. Okay, hold on. See y'all kill yourself with all these special requirements. Like y'all just got it like that. Okay, let's see. Earl Spence, we gonna scratch him out the list. What Jermell Charlo? What you think about that?
Fight for him.
Huh?
But Jamel, that would be a good fight for him. But since the way he performed with Canelo, ah, but he
Who
Who
don't
got
got
want.
that
all this
background noise?
scruffling?
Who got the background noise?
That's not me. I'll tell you that one.
Go ahead, boss. What you say about the fight with Jamel?
Jamel would be a good fight, but Bud said he don't want that due to the way he performed lastly with Canelo.
Okay, so okay, and I got another question. If that fight was to happen, is Terrence Crawford getting 20 to 25 million to fight him?
Hmm.
If
Okay.
so, how?
Okay. Well, I have to hit that with another question.
Hey,
What did?
sir, hold on, Joseph. We
Oh,
do-
yes,
we
sir.
we we don't. It's one rule that we like to follow here on the Yeah I Said It podcast. You
Yeah.
can't answer a question with a question. So I'll answer your question after you answer mine. Please,
I
sir.
don't know what Jamel. So I can't answer that question because I don't know what Jamel made from his last fight.
Okay, but just more or less would he make just a more or less answer? Would he make more or less than 20 million fighting Jamar Charlo? I know I'm not trying to hold you to this just
Okay.
quickly and we can move on.
I would say no.
Okay, thank you. Now what's your question, sir?
That was the question. I don't know what Jamel made for his last fight against Canelo or for the fight before he had with Canelo. You know what I'm
Okay, so
saying?
okay, so
What
we
they
go
got to do
scratch
with
him
Terrence
out the
Crawford,
list.
though?
Hey, so we go scratch him out the list because we know Terrence Crawford won 20 million. David Benavidez, Joseph, what do you think about that fight?
At 16, that's 168 though.
Yeah, he tried to fight Canelo at 168. Don't say that. Come on. See,
That's one.
you condone cherry picking. Don't tell me you're a bud buddy
Yeah,
that condone cherry
yeah,
picking.
He
If
will
he
make
can fight,
that. He
hold
will
on,
yeah.
hold
make
on,
that.
hold
But
on,
come on, where's
Joseph,
the
hold
fight
on,
at in that? What would he
Joseph,
gain
hold on.
from that?
Joseph, hold on. If he can fight Canelo, if he can call Canelo out at 168, he damn sure can call Benavidez out at 168. What's the difference? Tell me.
Okay, great. I'm glad you asked. What's the difference? How many belts did Benavidez hold at 168?
Oh man.
So okay, so okay, so I thought that Terrence Crawford was at the stage of his career where he was fighting for uh
Legacy.
uh a prize, which is money. So you're
Yeah,
gonna
he said
so
money.
so we're gonna scratch. Okay,
He
so it's
ain't fighting
cool.
for no
Hey,
legacy.
Joseph, it's no wrong answer here. I just want to get a feel of what you believe. So we're gonna take out Benavidez. Let's see. Tim Zoo, what do you think about fighting Tim Zoo after the loss last night?
When Tim Zoo had the WBO, he wanted to fight him. Tim Zoo don't have the WBO. Crawford scratched him off the record.
Okay, so Crawford don't want to fight him. Okay, next. Keith Thurman, when he comes back, what do you think about that fight with Terrence Crawford?
Listen, I'm a big Keith Thurman fan. Crawford said, "Fuck Keith Thurman."
Okay, next. Okay, so that's not it. Jenna Beck. What about Jenna Beck at 160?
Ooh, 160. Let's see. Jenna
Boom.
Beck holds the what belt?
He owes the WBO.
Okay, that would be a good
Our
fight.
favorite
That'd be
belt.
a good fight. It's not
Okay,
worth
stop,
25
stop.
million. It's not. I
Okay,
know where you're going. It's not worth 25 million though.
okay, so we go scratch him out the list. Let's
Okay,
go with we got a not we got an OG on the panel that a resident here, uh Maceo Golden. He created this story about Chris Eubanks Jr. that was false, but we gonna go back to him since Bud don't have any options. What do you think about Chris Eubanks Jr.
not worth
versus Bud?
25 mil.
Huh?
Not worth 25 mil.
Okay,
Boom.
Joshua Kelly,
Ah, not worth 25 mil.
Teofimo Lopez.
Trash. Not worth 25 mil.
Okay, so we go scratch Josh Taylor out the list because you said he too little. Virgil
Yes.
Ortiz.
Virgil Ortiz. That'd be a big fight, but it's still not worth 25. 25 mil is a huge number, bro.
Okay, so I got it, Joseph. This is the fight. Everybody else is off the table. We got a huge fight coming up this summer, and I think this is the perfect fight for Terrence Crawford. Since
Okay.
he already got his hand casted and he's out technically retired already in the Hall of Fame, he can get the winner of Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. That'll give him his 25 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, why don't you ask another Bud Buddy about these fights, man?
Yo, E Thriller, man, where you at, man? I know it's your birthday, but these niggas is bugging.
Hey, David Hasselhoff can't save you, man. You got to drown tonight, baby. Justin,
Man.
Justin, you can
Man,
chime in on this
he
too,
got
man.
he got held under, man.
This is a free beating. This is a free beating tonight, so you
he
can.
got man. He got held under.
Man, dang.
It's hard out breaking up.
The only
Hey,
player
Justin, your
that kind of
audio,
money.
your audio, Justin, your
Sound
audio.
like a
What's going
robot.
on?
Yeah, get back close to that
Can y'all hear
phone, my
me?
boy.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, you
yes,
good?
sir.
Go
Yes,
ahead.
sir.
All right. I was gonna say the only one I think that merits that kind of money is David Benavidez, and quite frankly, if Bud's willing to jump up and get Canelo at 168, then he should be willing to take all the smoke and take on Benavidez at 168. If he really wants that Canelo fight, that's the way to get it, right there.
Ooh,
Whether
Justin,
you
I
think he's too
like that.
big
I
or
like
whatever,
that,
he
Justin.
needs to get that smoke.
Hey,
And let me tell
Justin.
you,
I
let me
like
tell you
that,
this.
Justin.
He knocked his brother out in 11th round. Whatever, say he's got a bum leg, whatever, it doesn't matter. He knocked his ass out in the 12th round of that fight, and that would be a story that would sell. Is him going after that other brother, because they talk shit back and forth a couple times. I know they did, and that would be a heated rivalry. And that is, out of all the fights you named, there possible fights, that is the only one that merits 20 million plus. And he
Okay.
should have
Hey,
no bones
Justin,
with taking that.
Justin. I love how
Yeah.
you glossed over Jose Benavidez's wooden leg. I love that. But go ahead.
No, I acknowledge it.
So wait,
I
while he's
acknowledge it.
throwing these
Hey,
hypotheses in,
Justin.
right? While he's throwing
So,
these
Justin.
Yeah.
hypotheses in, right? Let me ask this question. All right, so boom, say they fight, Crawford wins. Do that sets him up with a fight with Canelo?
Nope, Canelo will duck that shit.
Okay.
He
So
ducking
Justin,
Benavidez.
I was
So
gonna
whoever
ask
whooped
you.
Benavidez, he ducking that shit too.
Thank you. Thank you. That's how I look at it.
He
So
definitely
just
gonna duck if
So what's the point of fighting David Benavidez first?
the money.
Now I can see Crawford fighting Canelo. I
I said,
lean
let me
more to
answer that
Crawford.
question. Can I
That
answer that question for
Hold
you?
on, hold on. Let me finish that.
Okay.
I see him finishing Crawford beating Canelo, and then Crawford would be the type to fight Benavidez next, and that generates more than this 25 million.
Okay,
you're
let me
right.
let me answer your question, boss. The reason why he needs to fight Benavidez first is because of Canelo's words saying that first he's too little. I won't get any credit for beating him. So if he moves up and beats Benavidez, he can't say Canelo can't say that anymore. The fans are gonna say, "Hey man, this dude just beat the Mexican monster. You'll get full credit if you beat this dude." What you got to say to that?
Full credit for beating that dude. Okay, cool. But like bro just agreed with me on, he wouldn't get no credit. He wouldn't get the fight with Canelo.
no, and that's where I think you guys like you say that he's going to get that fight against Canelo. Canelo, I think, would probably most likely try to avoid that fight. But here's the deal: if he goes off and knocks Benavidez, who is currently the interim WBC world champion, according to
Uh-huh.
Box.live, WBC world super middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez, but he has an interim belt. If he knocks
Yes.
him off of that interim belt, he's going to get a mandatory against Canelo.
Ah,
He's going
can't
to
say that.
from the WBC.
Can't say that. Canelo is still the face of boxing. Forget his two losses and
What
all that.
the?
Well, then let him duck. Then let him duck. But what that does is that builds
He's
Crawford's
not.
status as a much more elite
He's
fighter
a
because he went to
boxer.
168 and took that dude out and took his interim belt. But
But
I
that's not
think that if
putting
he
money in
knocks
his pocket.
Benavidez off, you don't think that put money in his pocket? That's the only
Nope.
20 million plus fight that's out there for him right now. And if he's going to call Canelo, he should be willing to take off a guy at 168 like Benavidez. Straight up,
That's not making money in his pocket.
it will make 20 million plus in his pocket.
Benavidez is talking about moving up to fight the winner between Bivol and Benavidez.
He can talk whatever he wants, and that's because Canelo was asking for 150, 200 million to fight Benavidez from the Saudis, and the Saudis came out and go, no, we're more interested in seeing Benavidez jump up another weight class, which he could. And Benavidez, I mean, quite frankly, what he can come in close to 200 pounds,
So y'all
and that's
not
the crazy
creating
thing about it.
your excellency.
Your Excellency, yep. And so they threw that out there. But if Bud jumped up and fought him, which he should absolutely try to make that fight, that will be a defining moment. That would be a big hit for him, no doubt. Does anybody else agree with that?
I mean, I see what you're
That'll
saying.
be very ballsy
So,
on his
no,
part.
no,
That would be
no.
Okay.
ballsy, and and he
So who
talks the
can
talk.
Bud
So
fight
walk the
right
walk,
now,
Crawford.
though? So who can Bud fight immediately right now? That
Who do I think he could fight right now? I don't know. Maybe
because
Adonis, Lara.
Josh Kelly is the one that's going to be up when that WBO becomes vacant or whatever. Bud Crawford will be fighting Josh Kelly.
Yeah, I don't like that. I think he either needs to get the fun that he can get fun. I don't
You
that
cutting
he
out,
needs to jump
Justin.
up to the next weight class.
Justin. I'm sorry, Justin. You cutting out real bad, boss. We can't hear what you're
Yes.
saying.
Sorry about that.
Are you good? Go ahead,
Repeat that
fella.
last
Can y'all
thing.
hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yep.
Hey
All right.
Justin,
I said if he doesn't have an option at 154, he needs to go to 160.
Wow.
That's it, or 168.
that's Justin, that's what I was gonna ask you, big dog. You were saying you had a lot of options as far as like who he can match up with. So outside of Benavidez and just wipe the money away, what's a good fight that you would pay for to watch him in? Because I'm a
I
Bud
would I
fan.
would I would pay to. I mean, I would pay for any of his fights, but I would like to see him against Adamas. I'd like to see him against maybe Lara. That would be a good one. He's what, 33-3, I think he is. Adamas is 23 and 24-1, something. I'm looking at it right now. I would say one of those two. I don't think he's going to fight Jamal, but he needs to go up to 160. If he can't get a fight at 154, he needs just to go up to 160. He's got to fight a champion because his goal is to get
Yes.
another. It's to put him at a legendary status in another division and a world champion in another division. Whether he's going to get the undisputed shot, that's kind of a long term thing, which he doesn't have very many years. But he needs to get his next fight needs to be for a belt. That's the bottom line.
So
You
so
know,
when
you
you
know the
say
two, you know the two
when
people
you
you
say he
just
got a
named.
lot of
You know both
options.
of those are not big money fights. The two people that you just named. You know that, right?
Yeah,
And
I
not
don't know if
only
those are
that,
$20 million fights. I don't know if they are. I'd probably say
that
no, they aren't.
and that
Could
don't
you
make him
even
have a
say
lot
they're
of options.
Hey,
He
$15
just
hey,
say he
hey,
got
million
a
So they
lot
hey,
of
got to
dollars?
Martin,
scratch
hey,
those
fellas,
off the
Martin
list
Luther
too.
King. Hey, hold on, time out, fellas. Martin Luther King, aka Stephen Brimley, he wants us to drop the number down to 15 million. He says we're stretching it, we're exaggerating, we're being Earl sexuals right now. So let's change the
That's
number from
crazy because I just said that. What
so
about
so it
15 million?
what about that, guys? Do y'all think he could the 15 million is the mark now? Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, I think he can get any
That's
of those
still
fights for
hard.
15 mil, and I think a lot of people are going to eat their words because he's going to get that or more for his next fight.
Any of those
That's it,
fights,
man.
Justin? Hold
I
on.
think I think any
Do I need to
I
go
think
down the
anybody at
list again?
160 or 168. I think anybody at 160 or 168. If he can't get a 54 fight against a champion, he's got to jump up 160 to 68. And if he can fight a
Bro,
champion in one of
what
those
is
divisions,
this
Man,
dude?
who's gonna pay that? First of all, man, who gonna pay that?
who's going to pay that?
Yeah, who's gonna pay that?
Somebody will put up the money for it.
Somebody like who? The man been a free agent
Your
going on two
your
months,
highness, your
bro.
highness. I
And
don't
it,
know, your
and,
highness.
and, and ain't
You
nobody
talking
even
about his
signed this
excellency?
man yet.
Yeah.
Listen. People want to see Bud fight, man. People want to see him fight, and I'm not just saying as a fan.
Who?
He is the abs. I know you want to see him fight, unless you don't want to see him fight, which he's the king of violence in boxing, man.
Yeah, I want
Talking
to see
about
him fight.
yeah,
I want to see
exactly,
him fight.
exactly. And
Yeah,
if you don't want to see him fight, I got to question whether you're a boxing fan or not.
yeah, but who's
You
gonna?
want to see the top.
But see, you can only talk about hooks and jabs and shit for so long. So we normally talk about how to get the fight set up so they can throw the hooks and jabs so we can watch 36 minutes of action. But who is going to finance the fight? That's what we're trying to get y'all to understand tonight. This is the objective. So we dropped the number down to 15 just because Stephen Brinley wants to use that number, but Terrence Crawford's
Hey,
inflated ego, Earth-size ego, the Jupiter ego, thinks that he should be getting 2025 in my assumption. So hold on, don't come in and just start talking, man. Stop it, bro. You're rude. Come on, man.
I'm just trying to correct it real quick, and I can
You
go back to the background. It was reported 15
you
million for
you
the
could have typed that shit to me, man, like you've been doing for the past 10 minutes, man.
Joshua aspect.
Now,
I don't know.
like I was saying,
Okay.
10 to 15 million dollars is still a stretch, in my opinion, for that list. The only big money fights to me, Justin, for Terrence Crawford would be Canelo, Benavidez, Errol Spence, and that's about it. Them the only three fights, bro, that he could get over 15 million dollars, 15 million and up. That's the only ones. Everything else is 10 and below. He lucky to get 10.
Yeah, those are the top of the list. I agree with you there, no doubt. And look at Marcus. What Marcus said: Benavidez will beat Crawford, no doubt. He's just too big. Period. Point blank. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
What about Canelo? They don't say Canelo's too big. You know what I don't like, Justin? The Terrence Crawford fans hate talking about business and A side and B side, but it seems to me, in my opinion, from what I see, all they care about is getting to the bag. The first to get to the bag. They wanted to get to Canelo. Most of them probably think that they're so what do you call? They're so confident in Terrence Crawford that they think that he could beat anybody. I've heard them say that he could. They're doing these all-time matchups now where he's better than Floyd, he's better than Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, he's better than the champ on Harlem Nights, he better than everybody, man. So I think that false bravado, got them thinking that they can get that fight and win. But I think really deep down, all they care about is talking about the money part, the shit that y'all claim y'all don't like. What do you think
Yeah, I mean,
about that?
well, if you're talking about the fans, I'm certainly a fan of Crawford. I live in the hometown, and the people that I run with, we talk boxing in the gym and stuff like that. We've been talking about Canelo for 4 or 5 years. That's not a new thing. Only because we want to see it settled. Who's the top of the pound for pound list? And we know that Bud cuts a little bit to get down to 147, but he can easily put on weight, and his power has went up with him in his weight. He hasn't lost any foot movement, any movement at all. He still has power on both sides. So I've been saying this for years that I would love to see. That's an intriguing matchup for me, but it's not the money for me as far as a Bud fan. I want to see. I think Bud's the best out there right now in all divisions. And I think I want to see him fight the top cream of the crop. I want to see him have a challenge for the next match. I was hoping that would be Spence, even though my gut told me that he was going to get washed like he did. I was hoping that would be Spence, but I want to see him against somebody who's actually going to give him a challenge. That's what I want. I want
Yeah,
to see the
me.
best fight the best,
Yeah.
regardless of money. But I understand boxing's boxing and it's a business and it's a fire sale every time, like Dana White said, going out of business
Mm.
sells. So it's business. So I mean, if it can't happen, it can't happen. But as a Bud fan, I want to see him challenge. That's what I want to see. So if he's got to go up to 168 for that, then so be it. 160, then so be it. But I don't want him to take any fight unless it's for a belt. Straight up.
Oh wow, I ain't gonna lie. That's the first time I done heard that from a Bud fan.
Really? Damn.
Yeah, yeah, because
Well, I'm a
usually they
Bud
be
fan
having.
and I'm a boxing fan, so like I want to see him challenge, man. Like we could predict all these fights, man. Like I was telling somebody the other day on a podcast, like I was sitting next to this
Mm.
agent at one of his matches. It was against Jeff Horn, and the dude pulled out 50,000 in bets, and Crawford was the heavy favorite. And this dude put 50,000 on Crawford and said, "When Crawford fights, it's a sure thing. Nope, he's going to wash everybody." And it's happened since Jeff Horn, right? Even down to Earl Spence. So like I'm a Bud fan, and I want to see him challenge. And if he needs to go up to a different weight class to do it, then so be it. Because I want to see him, really buckle down. And I think that that he's got the skills to pay the bills if he go up to the next weight class. I really feel like he does. He has an awesome strength and conditioning team over there. Like he's
So let me ask you this
he's
question.
it, man.
So,
Yeah.
so let me ask you this question. So do you think if that's the case, if some of these fights are not realistic with this 10, 15 million mark, should Bud uh, be start becoming more realistic as far as his financial demands and take these fights, or what are you
I mean,
gonna
if
do
you're
with
if you're
that?
asking if you're asking me, and he's trying to get after legacy, yeah, I think he should. But I'm not in his position. He's made plenty of money where he doesn't have to do anything, and he's probably invested his money very well. So he could retire right now, and I think his legacy is cemented. Although, the casual observer is going to question his record and who he fought in the past. But if he passes the eye
Mm.
test on all levels, so I mean, should he take a pay cut? If he wants to get legacy fight and that's what he has to do, then that's what he has to do. I think he should do it, but at the same time, I don't think he's going to, and I think he's going to hold out, and I think somebody's going to put up the money, a big money for seeing him fight, because I think that he is a very exciting fighter. I said the other day when he knocked out Benavidez, he had 2.8 million people watching him that fight. So like people know who Bud Crawford is. I went to Texas. I was in Lubbock, Texas. Said I'm from Omaha, and we were talking boxing. Oh yeah, Bud Crawford. You ever seen him? Like people know who he is. Even
Hmm.
casuals know who he is. You know what I mean? The regular observer as of this point in time because of that Spence fight. He's not at the Canelo level where he's got a big, the big Hispanic following and stuff like that. But he just needs to be challenged, man. He needs to be challenged. I think I think we need to see him have to bite down against somebody big and really showcase his skills. And I just don't know who it's going to be, man. David Benavidez is probably the most obvious choice for that, but I don't know.
See,
I just want to see
Justin,
the dude fight, man. I just want to see him
Justin,
fight.
Justin.
Yeah.
See, I'm glad that's all we've ever wanted. We want to see him challenge, and like you said, we thought Errol Spence was going to be that challenge, but he was compromised that night, so we didn't get to see what
He
we
was
thought we was going to
compromised that
see.
night.
So, so,
Yeah, he's
so
compromised. Yeah.
you talk about the casual fan base will be the only one to question Bud's resume once he goes into the Hall of Fame. But I beg to differ, and this can be proven by one question. I'm gonna give you a multiple choice question real quick, and then we'll go from there. Choice A is 0, and choice B is 1. So those are your two choices, Justin. How many times have you watched a Julius and Dongo fight that didn't involve Terrence Crawford?
2.
I mean, you got to give me another answer. I saw him fight after Terrence Crawford, so
2. So you've seen
yeah.
him fight
I've seen
once
2 fights. The one in Lincoln
outside
against
of.
Crawford, and I've seen him fight after that.
So that's 1. I said not
Outside of
involving Terrence
Crawford. Yep.
Crawford.
Yep. Yeah. Then it'd be 1. Yep. You got it.
Okay, yeah. So I figured that. Okay,
2. The
so
one
that
before and the one
so
after.
that's what I'm saying. No, you said 1 before and 1 after.
No, one before and one after.
You
Yes, me.
Joseph? Okay, so 2. But I wasn't talking to you.
Oh,
Excuse me,
okay.
sir. I
My
was
fault.
asking Justin. But
My fault.
so I would give you
What's
3 choices. So twice. So my point is that nobody knows these guys on this resume. That it's
all
not
right?
his fault, but that's what it is, man. So
And I'm glad
if
you said that. I'm glad you said that.
we have the right to question his legacy, and like if
Good.
he's
Good.
gonna
Well.
be if he's gonna let me just say this, if he's gonna
Yep.
be he's gonna be ranked up there with the greats like Ali and Sugar Ray Robinson and Floyd Mayweather. We have to separate them, and the way that you separate them is to go to their opponents list and their accolades. That's the difference.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said it. So I'm going to test your knowledge about how deep this goes, right? Okay. I'm going to test your knowledge how deep this goes. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
just going to tell you, I put up a spreadsheet one time, and I've used this spreadsheet in the past, and I still have it updated. And I compared Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence, and also Floyd Mayweather. Okay. And if you guys want to see the spreadsheet, I can absolutely give it to you. Okay. But here's what I did. Here's what I ran at Terrence Crawford. When these dudes pull out, when the bookies go to make these fights, the bookies are crunching stats all day long. They're crunching stats. They're looking at stats about how they go against right-handers or left-handers, stats of fighting in Vegas, stats of fighting here. They're all about stats, and that's how they come up with the scores or the odds for these fights, right? So I can talk about stats. And when I ran the stats, Bud Crawford, 18 championship fights he's had, 16 KOs or TKOs. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that I think sticks out the most in all those fights. His opponents came into the fight with a combined winning percentage of 94%. And he handed out 6, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 7 first time losses through those 18 championship fights. And that's what sticks out for me. The person who, some people are going to say, he ain't fought nobody, and they solely base that off of these guys don't have a name. Not everybody has a name. You go down the PBC rank and look at their pay and look at how much they're drawing and how they're selling crowds. They might not have the numbers. That doesn't discredit anything about how good of a boxer they are, about their winning percentages, right? So that's what I look at when I'm looking at a resume. I'm looking at how was the competition he's fighting, and you can't sit here and deny that a competition combined winning percentage in championship fights at 94%. That's a pretty high number. And so I can get that spreadsheet out at some point in time and look at it again and start crunching more numbers and put some more people in that so we can see how Errol Spence's championship fights compare out or Floyd Mayweather fights compare out. And then look at what he did with those fights. Knocking
I,
everybody out, 16 out of 18. And that's what I look at when I look at records. I don't look at do people know him, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me if you sell pay-per-views or if people know you. I'm looking at what you've done and your accomplishments. and almost everybody on that list was a belt holder or had previously held a championship belt. That's what
That's
I
true.
look at. So
Hey,
so
Justin.
yeah, go
Hey,
ahead.
have you ever played pickup basketball before?
Every day with my kids, every day I play
Okay,
pickup
so
basketball.
when you go to a gym and you kind of scout the talent, you sat there and watched a couple of games, and you got to pick some players to play that you want to run with you. You don't put all these fucking stats in and calculate what they done did. You just look at him like, man, he look like he can play. He look like he can't. So I don't have time to, I wish I did to, you know, enter out these numbers and crunch these numbers and look at these stats. But I can look at a person and tell, hey, this guy is on that level of Terrence Crawford or he's not. So everybody that Terrence Crawford has been in the ring with, he has not been on this level. So your argument is that Terrence Crawford is an all-time great. That's why it looks like that. Okay, I get
Well,
it. So it's just unfortunate for Terrence Crawford that he hasn't been tested yet. So, but one thing I do know is as far as going to back to basketball, analytics ruined the game of basketball by doing all these bullshit ass numbers. And also, when you talk about a champion, you could just throw a title on anybody. Look at last night. Rolly Romero was a damn champion. So that's all I'm saying, man. If you really analyze those numbers that you crunch, did those numbers include like how did that person get that belt? Was it a vacant title? Was it given? Was it emailed to him? Like it like contacts matter and all that, Justin. I went to a little college called Peru State. I know you know that place.
I do.
I
Yeah,
took a I
yeah.
took a statistics class there, and I know that statistics can be manipulated to make them look like however you want it if you're smart enough, Justin. And I can tell that you're a very smart guy, so that's why you're trying to throw that out there on me, to trip me up. But I respect your list and I respect stats, but they can be manipulated, sir.
Yeah, understood they can be manipulated, and I haven't gotten. So I only marked down if they had a championship belt or if they're a current champion. That's where my list shook out, right? And so I could in fact go deeper into that to try to look at it more. But at the end of the day, the most observers are not even going to go that far. We're trying to decide if if that list of people that he's on his resume is worthwhile or not. And I'm here to say that really that's the only way you can determine if to go deep at what the competition looks like to determine if that's a good resume or not just solely based off what you said, which is I don't even know their names. Like I don't people don't know who they are. And
Yeah,
that's the rub for me is when people go, I don't even know who they are. Well, there's a lot of boxers out there in the top 5 of each division that people, the average person, doesn't know who they are, that are extremely talented at what they do, right?
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
so that's what I'm looking at. So, um, anyways,
Yeah, but
I digress.
go ahead, fellas. I don't have no more questions. Well, shit. Since that, I ain't gonna say nothing. I got another question for you, Justin. Since nobody else want to say nothing, it's a guy named it's a guy named Stephen Brimley up at the top right hand corner. He has been on this destroy the PBC campaign, pitchforks, how they're bad for boxing, and Al Heyman is is Satan and all of that kind of stuff. He told me a million times that the PBC and Showtime was going out of business. What the loophole was that he didn't know about, where they made a U-turn on his ass and dropped him off. They went over to the Amazon. And so my question is, what did you think about the card last night? And do you think that the PBC has found a home and is here to stay? And what did you think about the card last night?
I thought that was a fantastic card last night. That was refreshing to actually see a deep card with four good fights on it. The last two obviously were bangers. So I thought that was a really good card. It's gonna from the business mind of me is telling me that PBC better have their shit together as they're dealing with the Amazon Prime because Prime ain't gonna try to lose any money. And and I can't sit here and say PBC is losing money or PBC is not losing money. Obviously, they got the ability to put up some fights, But what I do know from history and what I can read online, the little bit I can read online, is that PBC has a standardized way of paying their fighters that maybe I don't agree with, and I think is maybe shortchanging them. And I think PBC is doing a really good job of keeping people in their league, which I think is bad for boxing. This whole league mentality is a very bad thing for boxing, and I think that's why we don't oftentimes see the best fight the best. And I'm also an MMA fan, and they got great matchmakers at the UFC, and the best usually fight the best. Even on their free nights, their fight nights, like they're matching the best up with the best for people to get up the ranking. So I think PBC really is the way they're doing it. I think is bad for boxing,
Hmm.
and that's just my opinion about that. Whether it's right or wrong, I don't know. I don't know if they're going out of business or not, or if they didn't have money or not. But I just do know that Amazon Prime ain't gonna mess around. Amazon ain't gonna mess around with PBC. They got to make money, or they're gonna be gone. Like they're gonna be off that platform. Which switching gears, which is why I thought in my mind, and I know you guys are gonna laugh at this, man. So I know I'm throwing this out there, and feel free, man. You guys are all gonna laugh at this. Which I thought, because I got a technology background too, and I thought the BLK Prime, with their distribution that they have, like some people don't know this. BLK Prime has the app that you can get on Roku's. Well, there's 100 million Roku's TVs out there in the United States, and then you've got the international market like that. I think the key going forward is going to be how they get distribution, and obviously PBC did a right move, but with coupling with Amazon Prime, because they have an easy way for people to pull this up on their TV and click one button and buy a damn pay per view, right? Without, obviously you got to probably have a Prime membership, or maybe you don't for the pay per view stuff. But I mean, we have a Prime membership, but distribution is king. And so whoever is going to be able to distribute these fights, I think it kind of opens the landscape for other players to maybe get in this game and hopefully get these bigger fights where they don't have to pay the big networks, the money to make this happen. So I don't like PBC though, man. Honestly, I don't like PBC. I think they've been, only because the Bud fan of me, speaking from experience, that they
I was
they
gonna say,
really
sound
did
like the
they really did
Bud
hit
fan
dirty.
in
Yeah, I hate the PBC too. If I was a Terrence Crawford fan, I ain't gonna lie.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, sound like the Bud fan in you, man.
let me clarify something real quick since my name is being spoken on. The reason why I was upset with PBC is because there was a blatant robbery of Sugar Barroso in regards to the Rolly fight. I felt like they blatantly took the title from somebody who was well deserving, stopped the fight. Now, all the promotional companies are guilty of that, and I won the top rank for one of the things that they did recently. So this was my vitriol about PBC, but the one thing that I've always clarified in regards to PBC is that I feel like a lot of things they have done is not that beneficial. On the same things that you said, in the terms of the competitive side of the sport. I didn't say, oh, I want to see PBC fair. I would like them to see them do well, but do well.
Brim, your audio is choppy. Brim, I'm sorry to stop you. You cooking, bro, but you kind of choppy, man. We
Choppy
can't
now.
really. We want to hear your point.
Am I choppy now?
Nah, you better not. Go ahead.
Too close to the microphone. Sorry about that. Uh, what I want to see from them is to actually put together the best fights, because the card last night, I
Damn,
was
he was cooking too.
thoroughly impressed with speed and the efficiency of how the cars move. They got to the main event at 11 o'clock. I can truly appreciate that. But I'm sick of Top Rank giving us the main event at 12:55 in the morning. So the fact that they moved the card along like that, it was phenomenal. And I think the card was an excellent card. The show was great. I enjoyed the show. But that does, so I can give them credit and criticize them at the same token. I can be able to, look at it objectively, not subjectively. It's just that I get tired of all the promotional companies doing this, where the best fight that's in front of us, they do everything not to make it, do a lot of smoke and mirrors, and elongated, over marinated to try to get as much money out of the fans they possibly can. They
Where
squeeze
you
blood
go?
out of the stone.
Yeah, they absolutely do. Can I add on top of that something about the PBC that I just thought of?
Sure.
And I know you guys are gonna cook me for this. I know you're gonna cook me for this. And I know you don't like conspiracy theories, but it's just my opinion. My opinion is
Uh-oh.
I'm not even quite positive if Al Heyman exists, and I think Floyd Mayweather may be pulling more strings in the PBC than people think. I think he is the financer of the PBC for a lot of reasons, and I'm not even sure. So there's this theory that been going around that the reason the PBC has been stonewalling Crawford so much is because they're trying to protect Floyd's legacy as the best top fighter, one of arguably the best fighter ever. And at
Oh
the end of the
man,
day, I
good.
never seen Al Heyman at one of the fights. Has anybody seen Al Heyman outside of a picture?
The last time people saw Al Heyman at a fight was in 2015. Oh no, 2000 when Paul Williams got knocked out by Martinez. He was at that fight. That was one of the last fights that he was physically at. But it's not a conspiracy theory in regards to Floyd Mayweather's activity in PBC. He has clearly let it be known that Al and I are one. We work in unison. I believe a lot of the matchmaking Floyd Mayweather is directly
Cage.
involved in a lot of it because he has clearly stated that if you are with me, you are with me. He stated the fight wasn't going to happen in 2022 before Terrence Crawford even took a Japanese fight, which he was correct on. He also said after the fight was over, we didn't want to make the fight in the first place. But people ignore that because it does not conveniently fit in that little bubble of Terrence Crawford's bad business or he should do this, he should do this. People, there's another thing is people are screaming for him to sign with PBC, but do you understand that almost every PBC fighter doesn't even own the intellectual right? So is he supposed to just take the 360 still, do this music thing like this 360? I mean, come on, guys, this is ridiculous.
I wonder why y'all fan base always have the conspiracy theories all the time.
But that's not a conspiracy theory with Floyd Mayweather. That's not a conspiracy theory. Floyd Mayweather.
No, no, no. I'm talking about just in general. All the conspiracy theories always come from this side of town all the time, man. I just wonder why.
Agree with you a little bit, Q, but I think y'all whole position and the narrative that y'all utilize to benefit the fighters that y'all benefit is pretty much a conspiracy theory in its own right. But like you got Golden, he's conspiracy gold. Everything is a conspiracy for him, you know. So I WCS conspiracy theory from him too. He said when it came to Anthony Joshua, Otto Warling and Nagano were fixed fights. So you might have a point there, Q. You might have a point. The Bud Buddy fraction might have some conspiracy, but when you've been burnt up the way that they've been burnt up dealing with PBC, I mean, you have PTSD dealing with this bullshit, bro.
Say, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. You know, cause really, truthfully, after July 29th, Bud should be at a level that I know since July 29th, I've been hearing the parade that everybody's been on since July 29th, man. But unfortunately, it's still Bud still in the same position that he was before, man.
But hold up,
Far
Q.
as with the
He's
big
the
fight.
boogeyman. Why wouldn't he
He's
be?
in this position to how PBC is conducting himself business wise. It does not mean that Terrence Crawford's the magnitude of his level and popularity has not increased because it's hard to gauge that when he has not had another fight since then. And a lot of people keep on saying Errol Spence is worth more. I think that's a partly cap because if Fandor and Spence does fight, yeah, they'll fill up Texas Stadium to a certain degree. They might get 35,000 in the building. They're not going. They didn't fill it up for Mikey. They're definitely not going to fill it up for Fandor because Mikey had a much bigger backing, a much bigger fan base than Fandora does. And pay per
Way
view
bigger. Yep.
I got a question, Brimley. So why does the team Fundora and team Zoo they both feel like Earl Spence is the money man? So how are they getting it wrong? I can see you. Hold on. I can see you talking about the fans don't know what they talking about, but the business is pointing all directions towards Spence over Crawford. So how do you explain that?
I can
Okay.
explain that for him. Can I get that one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
let
ahead.
you,
Then
All
and
Brent.
right. This is the reason why. Who would you rather fight, Spence or Crawford? You seen
We
what
talking
Crawford went
about
through,
money.
right?
No, we talking
We
about the
talking about
business.
the
We
money.
ain't talking about the
We ain't talking
matchup. We
about
talking
who
about
the
the
easier
business.
opponent is. We
And
talking
that's
about
part
they
of it.
say the
And
money.
that's part of it. You have a better chance on beating Spence than you do have beating Crawford. We seen that
No,
with the
no,
Spence and
no, no, no,
Crawford.
no. See. This is why our fan bases be bumping heads so much, right? Because you missing what we saying.
okay, can I?
Nobody talking about matchup. We talking about why are
Money.
two fighters
Hmm.
feeling like the money is with Spence
I'm gonna
What
take the
makes you
will.
instead
think
of
that though? What
Crawford?
makes you think that?
I
What
think I
makes you
respond.
think that?
They
I gotta
We,
take
said
the will.
it.
no, we asking you what makes the fighters keep thinking that. They the ones keep going in the same direction.
I gotta take the wheel back on. Okay, so one thing about Fedor, he is managed by Samson Kapowicz, right?
Hmm. Yep.
Tim Zoo is managed by Glenn. Glenn has had a long relationship with PBC and Al Hammond. So again, this is a relationship business. And when you're doing the company lines, you're going to say things that's going to go on those company lines. It does not necessarily make it fact. It does not make it the truth. It just means that you're playing the company line based on what they have planned in place. Because the truth of the matter is, Spence had a bigger profile than Bud going into this fight, but it wasn't significant enough for us to make a big ballyhoo about it because he never was Canelo. He every pay per view after his first was lesser than in each fight. So with us knowing that, that's playing the game to continue the narrative to show the keep Bud's value as low as possible to excuse to be able to do an action of this because when Bud beat Spence, that went viral, guys. That went around the world. Everybody has seen that. So we can't even fully quantify right now how much more value Bud has because he hasn't fought since then. But I know you this, I can tell you this much: it's more than it was before the fight. And anybody that says it's not, it's disingenuous and not being real with themselves because everybody knows about that fight. When you got Louis Farrakhan talking about it, you have other people talking about it, and it's going on a
Bro, I
viral.
want to ask you a question after you get you talking.
If it's going on a viral level to the masses, where Farrakhan and everybody else is talking about the way he beat Spence from pillar to post, his star is going to be higher. Now, how much higher we don't know, but because of the politics and how it's going on with PBC and Terrence Crawford, we don't know what that is right now, and it's giving everybody the ability to continue to use the narrative that Errol Spence is worth so much more than Terrence Crawford. When the truth of the matter is, if Errol Spence was worth so much, he would have had more people in Dallas to the Dallas Stadium than Canelo did fighting Billy Joe's freaking Saunders, and he didn't. He had
Not,
half the.
I no, hold on. See, this what they do. This what you do, Bramley. We're comparing Earl Spence versus Bud Crawford. We're not comparing Canelo to Earl Spence. Of course, Earl Spence isn't going to do what Canelo does. But
Texas is
no,
Canelo.
hold on. Put Terrence Crawford in the stadium and see how empty that motherfucker turned out.
It's
Come
Hmm.
on,
Canelo
bro.
from Texas. It's
But
Canelo from Texas. It's Errol Spence from
It
Texas.
doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't matter.
But you say
Brim,
Texas,
Brim.
Texas is Mexico, Brimley. Do you not know that it is more? Come on, Brimley. You got to understand the demographics, bro. Mexico is right up the street from Texas. Is Mexico, bro? Our demographics, bro. This looks like Mexico here. So if Canelo fights in Dallas, Texas, of course he's gonna outdo Earl Spence, and he's the biggest star anyway, bro.
Okay,
So
so let me ask
this
you
what you do. Hold on. This
a
what you
gentleman
do.
discussion real quick.
You try to diminish. You can't use Crawford to diminish Earl Spence's
I
numbers.
said
So
at the
you
very
have to use
at the very
Canelo's
I
numbers
said
to
I'm
diminish
focusing on
Earl
everything
Spence.
I said before that.
Because Crawford ain't never fought no big stadium,
It's
no
not
big arena ever.
before that. You're
never.
picking and choosing what you want to attack. It was the very last statement, but everything I said before that you're not dealing with. But the question I have for you guys is this: Spence
Because
versus
I agree with the I probably agree with the other shit. That's what I didn't agree with. So that's why I said that.
that's
Brimley.
fair. That's fair. Now,
Brim,
Spence versus Vendor. What do y'all think the pay per view? In y'all opinion, what do you think it does?
Less than 100.
Spence
It don't
versus
matter.
Spence,
They feel
Spence
like it's
versus
gonna do more than
Spendora.
what it would do with Crawford.
Spence versus
That's the
Spendora would
point.
probably be about 250 to
That's the point.
300,000 pay-per-views, I would say.
Hey, can we talk about the packing stuff, packing the stadiums? Because here's the deal:
Yeah, go ahead.
you're talking about Earl Spence fighting in his hometown. Dallas is what,
Okay.
3.5, 4 million. When Bud fought at his hometown, he had anywhere from 13,000 to 17,000 full packed at the Charles Schwab. It was the CHI Center. There's a stadium down the road. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. Let me
What's
finish
the
my
number
point. Let
you
me
said
finish my point.
again?
13,000 to 17,000 is the capacity of that CHI Center.
Right
13 to
on.
17.
Right
Okay.
on.
If you go down the road 45 minutes, you end up in Lincoln, Nebraska. And let me tell you, Bud Crawford is the professional team in Nebraska. That's the way Nebraska's looking at him. Just last year, they had a volleyball match at Memorial Stadium that holds almost 100,000 people. They packed that thing with 92,000 people for a volleyball match. So if he wants to do a hometown thing and pack a stadium, guaranteed he's going to pack a stadium in Nebraska. Guaranteed it's going to do it. Whether or not that comes to fruition, again, that's just pie in the sky. But the way he does it at the center in Omaha, he would do the exact same damn thing if they took that down the road to Memorial Stadium. No
Hey,
doubt
hey,
about
Ju-
it.
hey,
But
Justin.
watch this here,
Ju-
Justin. But watch
go
this here,
ahead.
Justin. But here's the
Yeah.
problem. But here's the problem. If the data and anybody that done promoted Terrence Bud Crawford felt like he had the fan base to be able to pack a bigger stadium, like let's say Memorial down the street that hold 100,000 or whatever, Bud would have been done fought in those venues. But it's a reason why they don't put Bud Crawford in those venues because the numbers show he can't pack it up like that, man.
Yeah, that may be the case. That may be the case. It may not be the case. And we can go back and forth about when he was with Top Rank about the level of promotion that those promoters gave Bud Crawford, which was quite frankly, it was disgraceful. But
Oh, I
but
agree. I
it's
agree.
all pie.
Very,
It's
very.
all pie in the
Yeah.
sky. It's all pie. But I'm just telling you how Nebraskans do it. Nebraskans go to MSG. Nebraskans will go down to Arlington, Texas for a Dulorme fight. Nebraskans will show up to that Jeff Horn fight or the Spence fight. They just will. They just absolutely will. And I'm not saying that's something that they're going to do. I'm just telling you what I know from experience living in this state. He is our franchise. We ain't got nothing else out here. Nebraska
Hey,
sucks at football.
hey, Justin.
Yeah, yeah.
When I told you about Peru State, that lets you know I'm very familiar with
You are
Nebraska,
very
right?
familiar. Yep, yep,
So
yep.
so so I'm not gonna say your account is wrong because you have your bubble that you live in and people that I still associate with up there that I talk to on a daily basis, they have their own bubble that they live in. So I'm not gonna just say that you're telling something that's not true. But I one of my best friends lives up there and he tells me, well, not now. It's changed now. I'll give you that. After July 29th, his popularity in the state of Nebraska has skyrocketed. But
Oh yeah, big time.
but before that, Terrence Crawford could walk down the street. He could go to a basketball game and not be bothered. No one would say anything to him unless it was probably a black person that knew him. And we know the demographics in Nebraska, Justin. So it's not very many black people there. So now that
Yeah,
that he had this big fight, now the whole state has gained knowledge of him and they've embraced him now. So he can maybe get 20,000, 30,000 in Memorial Stadium. But I don't think that it would. First off, the business wouldn't even put a fight in that type of venue. I don't think for Terrence Crawford, unless you got I just don't see that, Justin. But anyway,
yeah,
man, my point is that Terrence Crawford is just now becoming popular in that state from what I hear, bro.
Yeah, I mean, in my opinion, he was popular before then, but certainly that Spence fight really skyrocketed his stock in the state, no doubt about it, and also nationally, internationally too. So, but yeah,
So he's
I feel what you're
still
saying.
so it's like he's still in the same. I just feel like this here. I hear a lot of Crawford fans say, well, if he signed with the PBC, it ain't no guarantee he will get the fights. Well, hell, we'll never know. We'll never know
Yeah,
with the
that's
not
true.
signing, knowing that all the fights that you want. I just feel like he would be in a better position if he placed himself in a better position.
Yeah, I agree with you. And let me just tell you what I stand too as a fan is that for better or for worse, Bud is who he is. And I think part of what some other people look at this from the outside, and everybody's got opinion about this bullshit, but it doesn't
Yeah,
necessarily matter because he's doing really well for his career. But there's people who can make an argument that he could certainly have done better for his career if he's more willing to go out there to the spotlight, to be more entertaining, to let his personality kind of come out of that bubble that he has, or that kind of aura that he has on him. Like he could do a lot more from the business side to make him more popular. And I think also too from the standpoint of like he's a family man and a pretty square guy. Like he doesn't have dirt on him, so to speak. Like he's not out there like the Charlo brothers are slapping the workers at T-Mobile Arena causing stuff like I saw them. I mean he's not doing no, he's not doing that shit. Like so for him to not have a Reebok or a Nike or a big sports stream contract, maybe he's got the Prime thing, but like that's 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 kind of I think what people knock on him as far as the business side because he could have been more proactive is the word with making himself a household name, right?
yeah.
But
It's like he's doing it too late. It's like it's something he should have been doing long time ago, man.
yeah, I agree with you. But this also bleeds back to Top Rank, right? Because he signed with Top Rank, re-signed with Top Rank, and Top Rank had the distribution deal with ESPN. So at the end of the day, whatever fights they're putting on, they're getting paid anyways from the conglomerate of ESPN Disney to have those fights. So Bob Arum's making money, right? Whether or not on that P&L he makes money on this fight, that's neither here nor there. He's making money for his company. But I just think they did a really, really poor job of promoting that fighter. And I said this in multiple podcasts. There's a reason why Lomachenko would have a fight being advertised all over 2 months in advance, and they're not even throwing up an ad for Bud until a week before the fight. And it's a pay-per-view. You know what I mean? And I've seen it. I've seen it. Like it's sitting here perplexed. Why aren't they advertising Bud Crawford more? And I don't know what the inner workings are, if it's his fault, their fault, but in my opinion, they're the promotion company. I would try to make as much as I could off the back of the number one pound for pound fighter in the world for all these years. He's been at the top of that list. I would try to make as much money as I could from the promotional side, and they just flat out did it. They did it for whatever reason, and I got a real big bone to pick with that because they could have made him a bigger name than he is now. They could have.
See,
But
see,
But
whether
watch
that's
Justin.
it
his
here,
fault or
Justin.
their fault, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know whose fault it is, but I'm just saying
But but but,
they're the
but
promotion.
Justin, he saw that before he resigned.
Who did? Yeah, he did. He did.
He did.
However, when they read up with ESPN, he was supposed to be the banner fighter. When he signed for that, they made Loma the banner fighter. And Loma's
So
only
watch
been
this
on
here.
what, one pay-per-view?
So watch this here. So it was Loma, Tyson Fury, but never Bud Crawford.
Wasn't Bud Crawford. Yeah.
Never Bud Crawford. My question to you is: do you think it was a good move for his career as far as getting the big fights, re-signing with Top Rank, being as though he saw that Top Rank was prioritizing Lomachenko and everything else but him?
I'm split on this because if we're talking about getting the big fights, no. If we're talking about making money, yes. Yes, that's where I'm split, is because he made guaranteed money for all those years and was a top paid welterweight all those years. going up till his last fight. So I'm split on that. For getting the big fights, I would say no, because maybe the writing was on the wall at that time of 11 days after he dropped the belts when he beat Ndongo. 11 days later, he vacated the belts. The writing could have been on the wall at that time that they weren't going to be able to make the fights with the PBC fighters who had the entire welterweight on lock. However, I don't know. I mean, part of me says that it is a good deal for his money, and obviously he made a lot of money there. But the other side of me said for getting the big fights, probably not. You know.
But the thing is, here's my rebuttal for all that, though. I feel like we're playing revisionist history. At that time, there was no Tyson Fury. That's one. Two, also, Terence Crawford has fought four fighters from 135 to 140. So where's the indicator that he would never be able to fight a PBC fighter when he had fought PBC fighters in 135 to 140? With the moment of 147, everything changed. It changed on how PBC treated him. It changed on how everybody treated him in the YouTube community. But that was after he signed the extension. I feel like we're
Yep.
playing revisionist history to some degree because we're basing this off of information we know now that we didn't know at the time.
Yeah, PBC has completely been unwilling to make any deal for to have Bud Crawford fight, and that's I think that is plainly obvious since 2017. He's been calling for those fights, and not one of them is going to step up and go to the other side and fight him. And they had what? They had Ugas, they had Pacquiao, they had Thurman, they had Spence, they had. I mean, you guys know who they have. They have other people too at the top of the weltering division, and nobody would even mention the dude's name. They wouldn't even put it on the pot on the cast on the what do you call it, the telecast. Like that to me says they just completely blackballed him from the very beginning, and they had no intention of making a fight with him. But Sean Porter wasn't with PBC when he made that fight with Bud Crawford, and that went to a purse bid, and I think that set it off to actually put that Spence fight in place when he made that Porter fight. Without that Porter fight, I'm not even sure if he would have fought Spence if Porter wouldn't have done that. Honestly.
Right, but if it wasn't for Spence doing what he was going to do, we wouldn't have got the fight. Period, because PBC was not planning on making this fight, and that's
Spence
Right,
made that
and Spence
fight.
said that. Yep, and Spence said that.
Spence made the fight against Al Heyman. That PBC didn't want to make the fight.
Mayweather said it.
Right.
He
Earl
said
made the
the
fight.
fight they did not want to make the fight. Period.
Mhm. Period. And that goes back to what I said earlier as to whether or not Floyd is actually behind all this because he doesn't want anybody to come up and hit his legacy.
I don't know
That's
about the
it.
part, but Floyd is definitely behind a lot of this. Him and Al work hand to hand. They're both actively putting these things together. Floyd might be dealing with some of the matchmaking with the matchmakers and all that and the money, and Al is he's involved hand to hand. Definitely, he's already made it known that he is. So, are we gonna call Floyd a liar that he's not involved with the PPC when he said, "If you're talking about Al, you're talking about me. We are one."
Me. Yep. We're one. Yep.
Hey fellas, we done reached the 12 o'clock hour, man. Closing thoughts, boss. Let me take us out, man. What you got? Bramley,
Yes, sir.
can you give me your closing thoughts, please,
Oh,
sir?
yeah, yeah. I appreciate the right, I mean, the wrong, I mean, the right brothers, rock it out. Y'all get a chance to gloat a little bit about the potential of Errol Spence jumping the line to get a fight. But don't get too excited, y'all, because Spence might get sparked out no matter who he fights. Time will tell, and we'll see what it be. I'm for the sport of boxing, not for the clown show. Appreciate you. Good night.
Is that Stephen
Sir, yes,
Brimley?
sir.
We appreciate you, man, for pulling up on the Wright Brothers Takeover, man. Yeah, have a good one, boss. Hey, Joseph Waters, man, give me your closing thoughts, man.
All right. Hey, listen, fellas, man, I appreciate everybody in here who can hear my voice.
Yes, sir. Go
It
ahead.
was a pleasure sitting here with y'all and everything. Listen, we need to petition that Bud gets the right fights. Like, either if you're not a Bud fan or if you're a Spence fan, however the case, however it works out, come on. Right is right, wrong is wrong. and we just gonna call it how it is. You know, we see it. Everybody in here sees the stuff. Y'all got knowledge. I want y'all to keep pushing that knowledge, but push it in the right effective things, so the right side of the things. All right. I'll let
Hey,
y'all.
everybody get a voice here on Yeah, I Said It.
Yes,
That's what
sir.
make it fun to come on here, man. We respect all opinions. We might not agree with it, but we
Yes,
gonna
sir.
respect it, boss.
Also,
So hey,
in closing, hold on. In closing, happy birthday, E Thriller. You know what I'm saying? I know it hit midnight. It ain't your birthday no more, but listen, happy birthday, E Thriller. You feel me?
yeah, appreciate that, man. Hey, Joseph. No, normally E Thriller go live every Friday, man. You gonna have to promise to pull back up on it, man. So
Oh, no
you
doubt,
chop
no
it
doubt.
up, man.
And hit that Errol Spence for him.
That thing is like he tagged his thing. Ah, he gonna love that shit when he hear that, man. Appreciate you, boss,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Have a good one, man.
Y'all too.
I appreciate you, boss. And next, man, we going to Justin from Omaha, Nebraska. I really, Justin, I think you from Council Bluffs, man. But I'm gonna
Yeah,
stick with
right.
Omaha for the
Get
night,
out of here,
man.
man.
What
Get out of here.
go ahead and give me your closing thoughts, man.
That's some funny shit right there, man. All right. Well, hey, happy birthday, E3, man. We love what you do. Love the podcast. And I hope you enjoyed a great day. And, man, so honestly, I'm going to give my props. Salute to PBC for putting on a great show this weekend. And hopefully we'll have many more great cards in boxing. And hopefully we'll see the best fight the best. I think that's all I want. I think that's all what a lot of the fans want. So however that shakes out, that shakes out. For the next show, maybe we can talk about how I don't think Spence is going to beat Fondora if he gets that fight, but we can save that for later. Outside of that, Jesus is King. God bless everybody. Hope you guys have a great week.
All right, God bless you too, man. Appreciate you, Justin from Council Bluffs for pulling up on us, man. It, it was it was a it was a pleasure giving you another beating.
Yeah. Oh man.
Al Money, are you there?
I'm here,
All right,
big
I
fish,
guess Al
man.
Money go. Oh,
Big
go
fish.
ahead, Al Money. Yes, sir.
I'm still. I appreciate y'all letting me on, man. Great show as always, man. Uh, Justin, man, it's my first time on here with you, man. It was nice meeting you, man. You're a cool dude, bro. And of course I'll catch y'all on the next one, man.
I appreciate the
Appreciate that.
love, Al
Salute.
Money. Hey, Al Money, it's always a pleasure talking sports with you, man. Hey, you the easiest
Like
person to come to an
likewise, big
understanding with.
fish.
All these other Neanderthals, man, it's hard to deal with them, man. But man, we
Yeah,
got a rapport, bro. I appreciate you, man.
already.
Much love, boss.
I'll catch y'all on the next one, bro.
I appreciate you, man. And last but not least, my motherfucking right brother, Mr. Q. Take us home, boss.
Oh man, we had a good one, man. We let the people go, get out their frustrations or whatever, man. You know, it was all right, man.
Yes, sir, man. You got anything else?
Oh no, man, that's it, man. I just hope that
Man,
we,
Q. Yeah. Hey, Q. What's up with that? But hey, the list is. We've been waiting to put this list out for a minute, Q. We got some new people that's going on there this time. I'm sure, man. When can you let the people know? When can we expect that list to come out, man?
oh man, we gonna have it out this week.
Okay, that's a bet. All right, Mr. Q, man, I appreciate you for rocking with me tonight, man. We was like Jordan and Kobe tonight, man. I appreciate you, boss. But man, hey, I appreciate everybody in the Wolf Pack for rocking with us tonight, man. We really, really appreciate that, man. I'm pretty sure Goat Thriller will listen to this playback as soon as he can. I just want to give a shout out to him again. Wish him a happy birthday, man. Give him his flowers. We appreciate what you do for the sport of boxing, E Thriller. You give the people a voice. You let people get their shit off, right or wrong. You don't hold no grudges. You act like a man, bro. You run this shit how it's supposed to be ran, man. You are inspiration to others who started shows off of what your ideas, and that's a great thing, E3, man. I am proud of you, bro. You are the perfect little brother, man. Happy birthday to you, GOAT Thriller. Hey, Wolf Pack, man. Y'all hear the three in the chat on the playback. Wish my man a happy birthday again. Peace and love to everybody that was on the panel. We gonna see y'all soon. Mortimer, we're back.
Randolph, we are back.